Set your wish.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I did the wrong thing, Taladia. Sorry. Here's a lot. Oh, thank you. I've been really busy. I've been doing stuff with my parents. I've been driving all over the place, mowing the lawn, working in the basement, finding stuff to sell because, like a lot of people right now, funds are tight. I'm getting ready for vacation next week, so I was looking through some stuff. But I don't like all these accusations. Bruce was texting me. Hopefully Max read the whole article. I did read the article after you said that, and it still doesn't look good for WB. And my title still stands. And then Taladi gave me more news that's very devastating. So I'm going to make a banner first. Yes. If anyone wants to come in. Is this all we get from DC Studios? ? That's a legit question, and I'm going to be real. Be happy that what you get, because honestly, we don't know what's going to happen with Warner Brothers. Some may spin it or frame it that this is a positive. I don't know how. Because Taladia, I said stop right there, Taladia. Wait for the live stream, because tell me what you told me before the stream. And I was like, oh, no.
Warner Brothers Discovery potentially could be selling off their gaming division.
Potentially. You said they are selling.
No, they potentially could be selling off assets from the gaming division. Yeah. So because of the $200 billion debt they had from Suicide Squad Killer Justice League, this could potentially sell off their gaming division from Mortal Kombat to DC to the Harry Potter game.
Well, theirs goes in Injustice 3.
Yep. RJ knows about the details. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
RJ, is he on to something? This has been a rumor before about selling off the gaming division at Warner Brothers.
Well, I could see that happening, honestly.
It's happening again, and this is the second time in 4 years that this is actually be a thing, and it's a bad timing because not only this affected the gaming division, but it's also affected WB as a whole, because there was a Financial Times article which I took a look at, and they talked about the TV shows as well.
So, well, yeah, that's where I got this from. I'm not just bringing this out of nowhere. Let's talk about this. This is what we know for sure. Yeah. The gaming division has been rumored to being on the chopping block for years, and then Hogwarts really made it. I think Hogwarts kept it around longer when that was
longer. Yeah.
Well, that was their biggest success of last year. Yeah, and also it was one of their biggest successes ever.
Also, I want to give Taladia props. Thank you for being a member for 17 months. If you are just getting here, please thumbs up the video. I could really use the help with the engagement lately. I've been so busy right now. I've been scrambling to get stuff done behind the scenes. Good news is that I might not be leaving, even though my vacation all next week, I might not be leaving until Sunday. So RJ, we can do the D23 if you're still available. I should be.
I might need help getting that set up, but yeah.
Yeah. What time is it?
I'll look it up and get back to you.
Okay.
Nice.
So people are saying my kryptonite is reading. What is this BS? Steven Ortega, hey Max. Anthony Cheeseman says, yeah, I was going to show Sean O'Rourke's. Now, I don't want James Gunn to not succeed. I'm just saying, be happy with what you get. I'm saying it's an uncertainty right now of getting anything, except Batman probably, unless we have to see what happens. It does seem like Grace was right that eventually they're going to flip it again. Remember they were saying 2025? Mm-hmm. That's what Grace said, isn't it? Now some of this stuff is happening. It's getting towards the end of the year, getting closer to fourth quarter.
Yeah, I have the
getting close to 2025. Yes,
I have the Financial Times article just in case we want to talk about the TV show thing as well, because
it should be in here too. Now, to be fair, a lot of it has to do with them losing the NBA to Amazon from after I skimmed through the article.
Well, Amazon and NBC got it back
NBA.
Too.
Yes.
NBA.
Which, by the way, I looked it up. It looks like the movie stuff for D23 will be Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
So,
honestly, let me hear you guys' thoughts on this. Mm-hmm. Let me change the banner too. Because this is going to be a really... Hold on a second.
Well, while Max is typing out, guys, make sure to like button and share the stream with your friends. Let them know that Max is live.
Yeah. There's also going to be a Marvel animation panel on Saturday.
Okay. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up...
Oh, my God.
No. Wait. I know that... Listen. If they are doing piecemeal, if they are getting rid of, they already lost the NBA, they potentially might get rid of the gaming division. That's going to make Warner Brothers smaller.
Hold on though. Wouldn't the government step in at this point though?
Well, that's my question. Is it possible? But if they're selling off sections of their business, I think.
Well, what would Disney? Well, they can't.
Well, Disney Plus has actually finally produced a profit this month, and then the other thing,
it took them 7 years.
The only reason I thought of this was the bundle with the Hulu, Disney, and Warner Brothers. They're already in there.
Years.
Now that might be nothing, but that is significant that they're working together, and they do have a lot of Warner Brothers licensed products on their streaming services, probably Hulu. That is the reason that I wanted to bring up this topic. Consider if Talati is right, they are selling off the gaming division, and there's piecemeal, and they're smaller. They're smaller.
They would sell. They would
more likely that someone might buy them if they're smaller.
Well, they would have to sell the studio and all the IP.
Yes,
as one package. You couldn't split up. I don't, because I think from a business perspective, from a financial deal, Warner Brothers, the studio, and all of its IPs are more lucrative as a package versus piecemealing out each individual IP. Mm-hmm. So what you could see is them spin off the news and the cable channels to somebody, and then the gaming division to somebody else, and the studio would be bought by someone else, and that would come with the IPs.
Yeah, but that's the other reason I thought of this question is because of the bundle that you're getting with Warner Brothers, Hulu, and Disney. That's
they're doing Max. I feel like that's just a metric to get put all their streaming numbers up.
Let me put you at ease, right? Disney is not gonna buy Warner Brothers. I can tell you that there's.
I think it's possible. I don't think they need to right now, but if they keep growing, here's the other reason I think that they maybe should consider it is the reason that Disney Plus is actually finally producing a profit. They said Deadpool, which is a rated R property. So if Disney has more mature content and they have a section off and they parental gate it somehow, that could actually really, that's the market for Disney to really grow their Fox properties. I'm just saying it's possible, but you could, I'm not saying it's likely. I'm saying it's possible because a lot of these companies are going to end up merging. And then there's other companies that were interested in Warner Brothers and they went off. They went away, right?
No, but it's like, but this is from what I know. If Disney were to buy Warner Brothers, you can forget about the whole James Gunn universe, and you can forget about the whole thing.
No, absolutely not. If Disney bought Warner Brothers, I think that would actually help James Gunn.
No, you can
what
even
he's doing.
You can even forget about the whole Harry Potter project that they've been planning for so many years now. That would be
Harry
gone
Potter
down.
has a whole bunch of issues on its
okay,
own,
so not Disney. What are some other companies that would still be interested in buying Warner Brothers?
Honestly,
Apple and Universal.
That's Universal stepped away, right? Universal was interested.
Apple wants Sony because of the stuff they have, the technology with PlayStation.
It could be Amazon, maybe.
And no, Amazon bought MGM. They don't feel like
Amazon.
They could still acquire.
They could buy another studio if they wanted to, but
I wouldn't trust Amazon with a 10-foot barge pole.
Yeah, like Amazon. I don't think Amazon wants to buy another studio. I think Universal because of the parks, and they already have a deal with Warner Brothers for Harry Potter, so that makes sense for them.
But Universal didn't they walk away?
At one point, no, I don't think at one point they wanted. I don't think I had to look way back if they ever wanted Warner Brothers back in 2018 when they were selling, or 19, whatever it was. But
oh wow, Kingdom of Nerds $9.99. More of a chance of John Campia buying MME. He would be so lucky. His numbers would go through the roof if you let me on there with Robert Meyer Burnett.
No.
Yes. No. His numbers would improve. I'm telling you what.
No.
Yes, me and John Kemp would be sparring.
What I'm saying is though, the way Warner Brothers is right now is they're struggling.
Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that.
They are struggling because of massive losses they've had across the board. TV shows, video games, no matter what it is, they're still in a loss. Their stock dropped massively. So if I was in David Zaslav's shoes right now, I'd be like, okay, the best thing to do is to sell off as much as I can, whether it's gaming, whether it's TV shows, animation, whatever it is, sell it off, and to make thing. The thing is, they also lost the CW. CW did not want to network with them anymore.
Well, Bruce is like framing it that it's not as bad as it appears. I think is what he's suggesting here. I completely disagree. Max, the losses were TV side losing CW and NBA split. Plus, they're looking to but CBS from Paramount.
After Skydance got Paramount, I don't think Skydance will want to do a deal with one.
Well, it says here 11.2 billion in write-downs and charges in Q2 after losing NBA.
Losing the NBA deal is ridiculous. Like to Amazon, out of all the people to Amazon, that's like, come on. That's ridiculous.
No, you're not crazy. Second variable. You're not crazy.
He's even suing the NBA.
Yeah, he's suing the NBA because he's suing the NBA. Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, because they didn't look at the deal.
I think it sounds like he played chicken while negotiating. Like, we don't really need you.
Yeah.
And he lost big time. So that does impact a lot for Warner Brothers. He can't be. This cutthroat business is not going to work with all your partners, and they might just walk like NBA did.
I know that Charles Barkley was not happy with David Zaslav.
Oh, he was not happy with.
He was not happy with David Zaslav cutting.
Well, he's
the
also
NBA
retiring after this season. He's like, I'm out. I'm done.
No, well, he re-signed a deal with them for $200 million.
What's your take on this, RJ? Zaslav had indicated early in the renewal process the company didn't absolutely need the NBA, but the lawsuit calls this a loss, a massive blow, which can't make investors feel great. Why would he do that with negotiating?
I would say that losing the NBA is pretty bad. Yeah,
because Disney,
that was a massive fumble on his part.
And Amazon and Disney is about to have a ton of NBA game on their platform now, and now WB losing the NBA games on NTNT, like that's not.
Yeah, because those
It-
NBA games
that's
on TNT, they brought in a
Complicated
lot of
moment for
revenue.
Warner Bros.
A lot of
Discovery with the
revenue,
stock down about 70% from the merger.
God damn.
Mhm.
And
That's a lot.
investors calling for action, like breaking the company up again, which is immensely complicated. So this is not just losing the NBA and
This is
CW.
everything.
If the investors are this upset, 70% down, and we're going to also look at the comment section from people on Deadline.
But they particularly in the article, it does say everything. So this means movies as
you're
well.
right. You're right, Bruce. There are some bright spots that the subscription is up a little bit.
Obviously,
Is
yeah,
up
they doing
3
good
million.
at those divisions. Yeah, they do.
I actually
good
do
yeah.
watch sports actually, Brucifer.
I could care less about sports.
No, I watch sports. I don't know about that.
I would be an idiot not to think sports wouldn't be important to my streaming service. Like you need variety, you need diversity in programming.
Yep.
Right now,
like obviously the movie division and the streaming service is doing good. Yeah, they're doing good this year with that. Sure. You're talking about the other half of WB that's not doing great.
Yeah, like
it did see a bump in streaming ad revenue as Max rolled its ad tier, light tier, and expanded in Latin America. Finally, it's taken this long.
It took like 3 years for that to happen for whatever reason.
Adding 3.6 million.
That's good.
I wonder if that's from the Disney Hulu bundle. Adding 3.6 million. It could be,
I don't know. It's a good question.
I think that helped at least.
It just says Max just added 3. Maybe.
Studios faced tough comps from last year, not on the film slate, but in games, as 2023 was buoyed by wildly popular Hogwarts Legacy. Theatrical revenue rose 19%.
Still no sequel,
primarily due to higher home entertainment.
They are making the sequel.
Yeah, they are, but like they haven't confirmed it yet.
Studio profit fell 24%. Network's revenue and profit both fell 8%. So there's a lot of numbers in here. It's mixed. There are some spots. There's some bright spots, but if your investors are calling for a breakup or are calling for immediate action, that's not good. Like,
so they're paying him $500 million to do nothing.
To be fair, like when Disney was suffering, what did they do? They got rid of Chapek, right?
No, but if you think about it, Max, Zaslav is only in it for the money, and then he wants to sell off. He's not in it for the long term.
Well, we don't know for sure that he wants to sell up, but it's looking more and more likely.
I mean, it's gonna happen eventually, no matter when.
No matter, it's no matter what. He was only a middleman. He wasn't in it for the long term. That's what David Zaslav was. He wasn't a guy that was going to be, I'm going to be here for 10 years. No, he's the guy that was oversee things for about a couple of years, make as much profit as it can, and then sell it off again. That's what WB Discovery
I don't know how much the company is worth now, because if they merge, if they merge or they sell, whatever they're gonna do, the company's definitely gonna cost less money than it was when they bought them 2 years ago.
So for example, I have an article for the gaming division stuff. I don't know if Max want to bring it up, but
we could talk about game. I like game.
But it goes into depth of that particular part of WB Discovery, of the fact that, for example, it says here, recent rumors imply Warner Bros. Discovery may be looking at selling a large stake of its video game business as part of the company's wider division of financial debt, attempting to increase their share prices. With nothing confirmed yet, Warner Bros. Faced significant turmoil in recent years, resulting in various financial shortcomings on both film and video game fronts. Warner Bros. has been a major player in the gaming industry for a long time, have acquired TT Games, developers Lego video games in 2007, as well as Arkham Studio, which is Rocksteady Games, and the owner of Netherlands.
That company is dead.
Yeah, companies, yeah. Despite the success of Hogwarts Legacy and Lego Star Wars, Skywalker Saga is reportedly considered a massive sale in large portions of the gaming division, according to Financial Times. Reportedly, Warner Bros. CEO David Zaslav looking to selling the company's less profitable assets, seeming to include major parts of its gaming stakes, right? And it says here, David Zaslav and Winder Fields are instead looking to offload smaller assets. They are considering Polish broadcaster TVN, and stakes into Warner Bros. Gaming business, right? And then it also says here the company faced massive loss, estimate $200 million after Rocksteady's Suicide Squad Killer Justice League failed to impress consumers and yet to recoup that loss with any other releases. It's unclear which studio would be affected. Warner Brothers going through the sale. However, the company has a few developers under its belt. Just weeks before the rumors that it would be selling off, a good chunk of its gaming stake, Warner Brothers purchased Multiverses with its player-first game, which has already enjoyed close partnership with the company beforehand. Another Harry Potter spin-off game, which is called Quidditch Champions, also set for release later this year.
Yeah, that Quidditch game, by the way. So I don't know if you guys know this, so I'll just clarify. So that game, it's meant to be like a multiplayer sports title, kind of, where it's kind of like, well, it's like a sports game, but like Quidditch, obviously, right? The game is going to be launching on PlayStation Plus. So if you're a PlayStation Plus owner, you get the game on day one, which that's usually not a great sign.
Yeah.
I don't know how confident they are in the game. We'll see. I mean, I think Rocket League might have been a launch title for PS Plus, and Fall Guys were. So
I think like Game of Thrones, I don't think they own Game of Thrones. I think they have agreement with.
No, they own Game of Thrones.
Okay, they own Game of Thrones. Harry Potter and DC are probably the last three that they would hold on to.
They got some kind of ownership stake.
They should make a House of Dragon, Game of Thrones game. Like, why not? It's the most popular franchise on HBO.
Well, DC games, not the DAC characters. Yeah,
that's
different.
The studios.
But the DC games is easy. Give it to other developers to make the DC characters.
Let's be real. The way the games industry is right now, if this is true, it's not looking good for these studios, except probably NetherRealm and the one that did the Harry Potter.
Well,
let's be real. Rocksteady's probably going to be gone.
Yeah, that's on the downfall.
So from what I know, right?
Maybe Traveler's Tales that did the Lego games. They might be, worth picking up.
There's a problem. If Warner Brothers gives the studios out, the person who buys the studios have to license out the IP. That's the problem.
They might prefer that though, because if they have to pay a licensing fee or under some kind of licensing agreement, that means that Warner Brothers gets even more money out of it. That's basically what Marvel and Disney does now. They don't have their own game studio anymore. They just give it out.
Microsoft was interested in it back in last year, I think it was, or 2020, right? And I'm telling you guys, if this does go through, I kind of see Warner Brothers selling off everything else on top of that as well, like the TV sides, and trying to sell it off, the whatever IPs they've got coming, to sell those off too, because it's a big deal. This is really big. This isn't like, oh, it's the gaming side. No,
well,
WB as a whole is a
people need to understand. We did get I was wrong on when the jobs report was going to go down a little bit, okay? But the new one came out, and it was down, and the stock market dipped a little bit. And this inflation and economy is starting to impact companies. You're going to be... My wife today said, oh, we're like, things are tighter right now. Let's cut some of these streaming services. Like, I think I am going to. And I think that's one of the first things you cut. And if they are struggling now and things don't improve, it's going to start to impact. And I am very happy that DC projects are being filmed right now. But let's look at Sean O'Rourke's, my good pal Sean on X. James Gunn will not have his DCU fully realized. Mark the tweet. Now, I hope he's wrong. And my initial question is this all the DC studios we get, what's being currently filming? Because with the struggles and with these things and with them selling off different portions of the business, I doubt that there's going to be new projects going into production. Very many of them, at least as many honestly, how he was planning.
I mean, the stuff that they've already greenlit, stuff that's already moving forward, they're going to happen no matter what.
Right.
Yeah, like Green Lantern.
I think whatever they publicly announced, it's happening.
Yeah, like Green Lanterns, that starts shooting next year or by the end
But
of
don't
this
you think
year.
this could also impact the slowdown of how
Supergirl
much
starts
goes into
filming in the next
production?
couple months.
So
yeah.
anything that's not announced won't go ahead. That's
what
I
even think some of the things that are announced may not go in as fast as they were going to originally. They might spread them out a little bit more.
I think.
You're spreading them out. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you spread them out.
For example,
wait another year for production. Only have so many productions.
Yeah. So for example, the Booster Gold series, right? That I don't see that going ahead, right? I'll be honest with you on that one because, yes, it's an obscure character, but for Warner Brothers, it's not a big enough IP for them to greenlight and go full force. Christopher, no, it's not depressing. We're just talking, man. Christopher, relax.
No. I hope it comes out of this. We've seen this before with Warner Bros.
Ultimately, things are going to be fine. It's just they're just probably going to go through. They're going through some growing. I mean, last year they did really well in terms of their theatrical releases with not the DC stuff, obviously, but Barbie. Wonka did really well for them. There's, Dude Part 2, Godzilla X Kong
so far
year.
they've been great.
They got. I mean, their movie division, honestly, like their movie division. I mean, DC aside, right?
Yeah, DC aside, like it's doing really well.
Yeah. I mean, Beetlejuice 2, the tracking came out for that. It's looking to open pretty high. Things look. I mean, the movie studio is doing fine. It's just the problem is that they have so much debt that they inherited. Because remember,
I'm sorry we made you depressed. We're sorry we made you depressed.
So,
no, don't watch Renovision. Watch this. DL says I'll be very depressed if they halt James Gunn DC. I think it's going to slow down after the first part. Until we see what's happening.
It depends. If they have revenue coming in to support it and it justifies the expense, and they're going to keep it going. I mean, obviously, you need the stuff to deliver money-wise, financially, of course, but I think their goal is to get it up and running so it can produce revenue.
Samuel says we're overreacting way too much. WB will find investors. If the stock is down 70% from when the merger happened, that's significant, and investors are calling for immediate action. That's not just movie pundits overreacting. That's not just being hyperbolic.
Well, yeah, the investors.
So that, and they are doing an emergency meeting. That's not. This isn't.
They need.
I'm not just making this stuff up for clicks.
No, I know. What I'm saying, though, is I think the investors are probably more upset about losing the NBA deal because that's a huge blow to cable.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that wasn't just NBA leaving, Zaslav not being proactive with that situation and really doing his job of working with his partners.
Yeah, partners.
And saying we don't really need them was a huge bonehead move.
Yeah, he did say that on social media. I was like, bro, what? You need people because people
that is
on
big failure. That's a huge failure.
And you let them go with Amazon. But Amazon is giving them like 80 billion a year for like 10 years, something like that. Same with Disney. Like, and they're gonna have a ton of like playoffs included, NBA finals included, and other perks they're gonna have. But like, man, that's
Anthony. This is bad. Anthony, this is bad on a level because if you got a public figure like Charles Barkley saying something about the Discovery thing, then it's bad. It's bad enough. This is why the investors have come in and said, "Look, this is really bad. Like, public. We've been publicly outed. This
isn't bashing on James Gunn. I'm saying DC is the most likely to get anything moving forward. DC is significant because that's another thing that you could prove that they've done differently since Zaslav's taken over. I'm not bashing James. I am not bashing James at all.
No, I don't think you're bashing.
I'm saying what I'm actually saying, Isaac, is that it might not be even dependent on how quality DC Studios movies are going to be, because I think James is going to do a great job. It might not even depend on that. It's really going to depend on what the situation is.
I don't think, realistically speaking, I don't think anything he does is what's like. He will do his thing to the best of his ability.
Right.
So it's more so the outside company structure.
The outside company problems may put a strain on what he wants to do, and it might not be quality
that's
reasons.
That's the thing.
At all. Some people suggested quality reasons. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the stability of the company, everyone's been talking about it to death for like the last 2 years at this point. Like everyone knows it's not great. I mean, ideally, either they pull out ahead and eventually they start building things back up, or someone else is going to swoop in and they sell it to somebody else and they pick it up.
This is funny, Vince. That tweet got 3 replies. I'm sure gonna shook.
No, but I'll say this, right? If I was in James Gunn's shoes right now, I would start prepping up as much more information for your slate, rest of your slate that you have with chapter 1, because like anything can happen between now and at the end of the year, like anything.
I think he really just needs to focus on stuff that's immediately in the pipeline right now and just make it as good as possible, which he's probably going to do anyway. But I honestly think get the Lantern started. That's the next project.
Well, I mean, you can announce a couple things coming out that we haven't heard about yet officially. There's nothing wrong with that. I think people think that you're still building up.
People on, even viewers of MME Live, think it's just me. Look at all these deadline readers. These aren't even DC. I mean, they could be DC fans, but look at all these deadline readers. Headline: Monday morning, Zaslav receives $10 million bonus. That's probably accurate. How is he still employed? He's going to kill WB with a huge section of town along with it. $33 a share when he took over the company, $7 now. Claim to fame is renaming HBO, which nobody wanted. Why hasn't the board removed him? Still overpriced. When he's doing the average American citizen who outnumbers all of you at least 10,000 to 1, a huge favor. Disney should be praised how quickly they fired Chapek. I agree. WBD's historic fall under Zaslav's leadership is a train wreck that everyone's watching, but no one's offering any help to. How's that Disney stock under Iger, Einstein? Recovering nicely. Thank you very much. Disney's undervalued.
Wow, they're getting a whole argument in the comment section.
Yeah.
Is this YouTube?
Yeah.
No,
much better than Warner Bros. That's for sure. It sucks to watch such an iconic studio run into the ground by a bean counter.
Oh my god! Wow,
you think this limit to Warner Bros. Or TV just film on? Pretty soon they're going to have enough time on their hands to be celebrating Shark Week all year.
Wow.
So there's not been one positive.
I mean, it is like Warner Bros. Listen, at one point, Warner Brothers used to be the greatest studios of all time. They hits after hits after hits, run by Alan Horn. And then ever since he left, the studio been doo-doo. It's been doo-doo. Like it's just
let's see what Joe has to say.
Like what? Like not Walter Amada. I don't blame for that.
Joe, what's your
Toby Emmerich? Kill Warner Brothers. Like if Alan Horn, I guarantee you, if Alan Horn never left WB, this will never happen. The studio will still be doing good.
It wasn't Alan Horn. It was also Jeff Robinoff too.
And Jeff Robinson, they both did a good job running WB, and you push both them out because they owed. Sure, they owed.
Bruce, we don't have to own assets to be concerned about IP that we like. If it wasn't the IP, I wouldn't be as concerned. If they didn't own all the IP, I love
that own WB stock.
I don't even know where you go to buy.
I want to get Joe. Hey Joe, that an awesome shirt there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you. Now I think James Gunn is going to do great, but with the recent news, is it possible that's maybe all we get for now? Maybe
what recent news are we talking about?
Warner Brothers Discovery takes massive $11.2 billion in write-downs and charges in Q2 after losing NBA. There's some other numbers that don't look great. There's some streaming numbers that are a slight improvement because they finally expanded into Latin America with their ad tier. Like they increased 3 point something billion actual subscribers to max. It might also be a result of the bundle with Disney and Hulu. Who knows if that helped? But stocks are down 70% from when they took over. and the stockholders are calling for emergency action and meetings with Zaslav. And he did really F up the NBA, losing the NBA, because he's like, we don't need it during the negotiation process. And then they walked. And now he's actually trying to sue them to get it back.
Sue them, which is crazy.
Which is weird. Like you said, you didn't need them. But there's a lot going on there. What's your take? I know it's a lot for you right at the start, at the jump, Joe, but what's your take?
Yeah, get rid of him.
Get rid of Zaslav.
Yeah, he's a son of a bitch.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. When Disney was suffering, they got rid of Chapek.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
He's worse. He's worse than Chapek.
Oh no, he's worse than him at this point. Yeah. He did pay him $500 million to do nothing. Like nothing. Bob Iger is I think the second or third highest CEO in America in the studio, and he's making way more money than Bob Iger, and Bob Iger does way more stuff than him. Think about that. Like, this guy does not know what he's doing.
I didn't say, Bruce, I didn't say the Ayer cut was coming out.
Oh, relax. Nothing.
I said Ayer is embracing it, and why not support it? It doesn't hurt you if it comes out. You don't have to watch it.
I've been saying it for years. If Warner Brothers were to put the Ayer cut out anytime before 2036, they are idiots. Anytime before 2036 is
What about Batgirl?
Batgirl is tough too, because you can't be revisiting failures of the past when you're trying to build something new. Now, 2036, 20th anniversary of Suicide Squad, perfect. Put out a director's cut Blu-ray, get the Ayer cut. Anytime before 2036 is a terrible mistake.
No,
that's not a bad idea.
That's a bad idea, because like the way I see it is, right, if you get these cuts out, great, right? People won't keep on asking. Like Acme and Coyote, people have been asking for that. That's a tax write-off, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
So it's like what I'm trying to say is the way I understand, Joe. You like the new stuff. I get it. You know, I'm excited. Like I respect your opinion, but I just think like the way things are going for Warner Brothers isn't looking good right now. It's not looking good publicly and privately, because if you got people behind the scenes saying, "Oh, you know, we lost so much revenue. Why have you lost us to NBA?" Because the NBA is pretty big, right? That's a pretty big deal for Warner Brothers. And on top of that, you're saying, you know, the massive charges and whatnot for HBO and whatnot, right? It's a pretty big deal. But all I'll say is, at the end of the day, I think the Ayer cut would actually get more people to go back to watching Max, and
I think it'd be nice, but I don't think it would have an impact on them.
After the Snyder cut fiasco, I think it would be nothing but a mistake. I mean, Warner Brothers has already said releasing the Snyder cut was a mistake.
Well, that's bad. That's bum ass and sort of who's not in the
but what do you call it? It put that back in the conversation again. It was just leaving the conversation, and they brought it back into the conversation. It was the worst thing they could have done for the DCEU at that moment.
Are we talking about Ayer cut?
No, he's talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, you can't repeat the mistakes of the past.
I mean, I think if you release the Ayer cut, you should do it in 2026 for the 10-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
how about release all the cuts they have?
I actually think
the Schumacher cut ready and go.
I think the Ayer cut is more. I think it's more a better package to sell as an Elseworlds than even Zack Snyder's Justice League was, because they were still trying to continue the story. Whereas Suicide Squad, they already continued with James Gunn, the Suicide Squad.
True. Yeah.
So it's easier to sell it off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
market it as an Elseworlds.
The best chance it would ever have to get released is if you wait till 2026 and you market it as like a 10th anniversary special director's cut, something like that's the way to do it, because you could write it off as like, hey, we're doing this because it's the 10-year anniversary of this release. Let's do it.
Hey, well,
and I agree with what you're saying, RJ, but I think 10 is too soon, because they're only going to have had Superman out, a couple TV projects.
They have Supergirl coming out in 2026.
I know, exactly. Supergirl's just going to be coming out. That's only the second
and they will have
DCU
Green
movie.
Lantern as well.
That's on television. That's on television.
It doesn't matter.
We're only going to be 2 movies in. I think maybe 15th anniversary you could get away with, but I think 20th anniversary is your best bet.
No,
I'm sending a link to. I'm sending a link to William because I want to hear his hot take on WB.
I forgot William. What's up, William?
How do you forget William?
By the way, I'm putting this.
I've been busy. So
I got to put this out here to our viewers. If anybody is going to Dragon Con in 3 weeks, if any of our viewers are going to be at Dragon Con in 3 weeks, and you have any interest in attending the just announced Fraggle Rock event that's happening at the Atlanta Center for Puppetry Arts on Thursday, the 29th, I have an extra VIP ticket.
Okay.
That is going to include a meet and greet with John Tartaglia, photo ops with Red and Gobo Fraggle. It's a $75 VIP ticket. I have an extra, and I don't want it to go to waste. So if you want to email me at crazyjoeadventures@gmail.com, if you're going to be there and would like to use this ticket, get in touch with me, please.
Joe, 1 year, the way you've been talking up, 1 year I would love to go with you. I can't this year. I have too much going on. But if anyone's interested, take Joe up on that.
That is a good offer, actually. If anyone.
Yeah. But Joe's been talking about drag. It's like basically everything.
Yeah.
There's like all kinds of stuff you could do there. I eventually want to get to it. Okay. So unfortunately, William can't come on. Can't get his hot take. Here's another hot topic.
Oh no.
Why?
What's the store in the mall? Hot topic.
No. Well, for now, unfortunately, malls are getting worse.
Depends on the mall.
No. I went to a dead mall, which I got exactly what I was expecting, and then I went to Chinese buffet there. Big mistake. But my regular mall, all of a sudden, big restaurants, and this is one of the more popular areas in Pittsburgh for a mall. It's like on the way to the airport. All of a sudden, a bunch of big restaurants surrounding the mall went out of business. And then half the food court just went out of business all of a sudden.
Why you didn't steal all those comics?
What?
Why you didn't take all those comics in those videos?
Oh, I didn't buy any comics.
But there was an actual person in the store?
But I'm just saying, buckle up, everyone. These next few years are going to get a little weird.
It depends on the mall, though.
The malls that have been hanging. Go visit your malls that have been hanging on. Like I know every area has some malls that went out of business, but go check to see what's going on with your mall before the holidays. It's real.
I've been to my local mall.
I mean, even popular areas, because I was shocked.
I've cracked the code. I figured out what makes a mall successful. The two biggest, most successful malls in the Philadelphia area both have the same one thing in common.
Yes.
Apple Store. The Apple Store draws people in. There's always a line waiting to get into the Apple Store because people need to get their appointment at the Genius Bar.
What do they do? I would say Apple Store and Build-A-Bear.
That mall that you took us to, Joe, was one of the best malls I've ever been to.
Yeah, they have an Apple Store.
Yeah.
They have King of Prussia and Willow Grove are the two biggest malls in
the new iPhone is launching. The new iPhone is launching next month, so that's.
Well, I was gonna say real quick before we move on to your next topic, Max. I do have something I'd like to update everyone on.
Yes.
So people are reporting that on Friday evening during the D23 Disney Entertainment Showcase, that Disney is going to be releasing the first trailer for Daredevil Born Again.
Ooh.
So something to keep an eye out for.
We got to find out what that is, RJ, so we could do it,
Yeah, it's Friday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm assuming that's specific.
I'm probably going to go live like at 5 and do movie talk until it happens. So
No. If it's at 7 Pacific, that'd be at 9.
That'd be at 9.
Yeah.
Well, I will go all day after work.
All day is crazy.
Are you sure you can manage all day?
Yeah, and then if you want me to go, if you have it set up, RJ, I could go live on your Twitter too, or I could wait till the other stuff starts and then go.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll plan it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
now this one,
it's a 3 day. I think it's a 3 day event, right?
Well, yeah. So Friday evening's the Disney Entertainment Showcase,
and then that means
Saturday afternoon there's a Marvel animation panel, and then they're going to talk about the parks in the evening, and then Sunday is the Disney Legend ceremony. So really, it's just Friday's the big one, but Saturday there'll be some Marvel animation.
Yeah, animation. So. Yeah,
and if you care about the theme parks, there'll be something on Saturday too. So,
all right. This is, I know some people are not fans of Zach anymore. I don't want anything to be canceled though, but there's some conflicting reports going on, and it's interesting that this is happening right after the director's cut of Rebel Moon came out. I think the Wrap first reported on it. I also don't want to reignite any issues with, I will share this tweet, but I will give.
Well, it seems like it might be. Well, there's conflicting.
Well, this is from Sill, but yes, but this is his claim. I don't know. The Wrap and the fake arse Netflix accounts are running outdated information regarding Army of the Dead. Zack Snyder just updated us via Hollywood Handle that Army of the Dead sequel, Planet of the Dead, is still in the works, and gave us new info comparing it to Planet of the Apes concept.
Yeah, there was an interview, which I kind of got clued in on. There was an interview that got published, I want to say, last week, where somebody did like a phone interview with him, and he said, if Army of the Dead was a heist movie, Planet of the Dead would be more like a quest movie. That was the idea for it. And they were kind of talking about.
Just saying that doesn't necessarily mean it's still happening. He's just explaining what it would be.
It's not true. I really hope.
It's not true. But that's where people sometimes people don't really look into what he's saying. He's saying what it would be, right?
Well,
that doesn't mean it's still happening.
I was going to say, I really hope this isn't true because I really want to see more Army of the Dead stuff.
No, the sequel sounded cooler than the first, honestly. I enjoyed the first. It was a good setup.
I like the first one.
Yeah, and they've already said they were working on a sequel to the prequel they did for Army of the Dead. So,
I mean, I will say, though, it has been a little frustrating that we haven't gotten really any updates on what happened to Las Vegas, the animated show. And I haven't gotten really any clear idea what's happening in Planet of the Dead. I would like to get more information on this.
Let's be real.
Even somebody asked Jay Alova, who worked on the Army prequel show. He's like, I don't know. I mean, I did that a long time ago. That you have to ask Netflix for that.
Let's be real. Even though I want to see it, Netflix is just like any other company right now. It depends on the success of the director's cut. I do see Snyder fans on X putting Rebel Moon #1, and I'm like, this is from when the first one was released, like the first weekend. Why are you posting this now?
I'll say this:
you don't have any info on the director's cut yet.
No director's cut. It doesn't matter what movie is on Netflix. No director's cut is going to get views on Netflix. I'm sorry, just not, because people. There's zero marketing for this. Like Netflix is terrible at marketing. They're terrible.
They did terrible marketing.
You also have to type it and search it up at the same time.
Okay, go ahead, Talati.
They did terrible marketing for the director's cut. I'm sorry to say, because the fact is, they did the 13, the PG-13 cut, and they promoted that as much as they could. But the director's cut, there was like next to nothing for marketing.
Well, I was going to say too, I from what I saw, it was also hard to find it.
Because it is hard to find it.
They really didn't put it on the front page at all. It's like you got to really make the effort.
You've got to really search for it. Yeah.
You have to put director's cut, and it just pop up like that. Like, come on, like, whatever.
Well, the horror. I thought the animated series was already canceled.
Yeah, I don't know.
I heard that was canceled a while ago.
I know. Zach's next animated project is Twilight of the Gods coming out later this year. That's already been confirmed by Netflix. So yeah.
The Wrap first reported the news of Army of the Dead hitting a snag, though we are very ambitious with everything, Deborah said before, pointing out Army of the Dead isn't completely 6 feet under. She pointed out there are plans for a Halloween-themed experience at Six Flags Park. Okay, so hope springs again. It wasn't that long ago that Zack Snyder was talking to Games Radar about his ideas for Army of the Dead follow-up. I'm a huge fan of the Army universe, Snyder began. We were working on and are trying to get back up our Army animated series, which was really cool. We'll record the whole thing. We record all the voices, Christian Slater, all these cool people, super fun. So they actually record the voices and it's not going forward. They're trying to get it back. That doesn't sound promising, honestly.
I guess they just probably they would keep the voice recorder and they would do, I guess, a new animation, which that would take years to do. Top.
He's just as far as I can tell, he's just talking about what he would do, and there's not,
But he also say last week that I might do a next small project. So whatever is that, like, and also you guys like the 300 TV show, whether it's going to be on Netflix or it's going to be on HBO. We still don't know.
Well,
so
if like for example, the director's cut has really good watch time or retention,
which it don't.
You don't know that. Then I would I ultimately I think this has to do on this is the biggest the biggest swing they're giving Zach is with Rebel Moon. If this doesn't really do something,
honestly, they still use Army of the Dead for marketing stuff with Netflix. I think it's going to be fine. I'm sure. I mean, he's going to be promoting Twilight of the Gods pretty soon, so I'm sure he's going to clarify and talk about where things are at and what's coming up next. Because after Twilight of the Gods, like we don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, we don't know what his next.
We have a vague idea of like stuff that's in the pipeline, but like what is he actually?
I'll be honest here with the first movie in the spinoff, and then knowing I did not know that before this article that they actually record the voices, and it's still not happening. He's trying to get back up. That doesn't sound good to me. That doesn't sound good to me.
I think it's because the animation company went bankrupt or something.
Okay.
Like something happened with the animation.
Yeah, because the animation. I think
they might redo the animation with a different company.
Yeah, like the Zach show is the stale of that a couple years ago. It looks very good, but that company doesn't do it no more.
Joe, do you have anything to add to this? Do you think they're still going to go ahead with Army of the Dead?
Oh no, I don't think there's going to be a Rebel Moon 3 either. But I do have a bit of advice for Snyder fans.
Okay.
And I always say like what you like. That's cool. You can like what I don't like. I could like what you don't like. That's all cool. It's all subjective. But this is the one bit of advice I got to give Snyder fans. If it comes out that any of this stuff has been canceled, if it comes out that Netflix is not moving forward, do not start hashtagging boycott Netflix, because if you do that, you're going to send a message to any other studio that would hire Snyder. Don't touch this guy. His fans are toxic, and if what we give him does not work out, they're going to boycott us. They're going to start coming out.
I got something to counteract that. So, for example, let's say a certain actor saying, "Oh, go watch what you like, but come to my movie." Is that what you're trying to say? Because that's kind of like, for example, Zachary Levi did the same thing. He was like, you guys are gonna watch Deadpool Wolverine, that's fine, but come and watch Harold and the thing, and he's losing interest.
That's cool. Yeah, I agree with him.
No, but the thing is, nobody's really interested in his movie. He's got to accept that he's not an A-lister anymore. So. And
people should be interested in his movie, though. It's got a 92% verified audience rating.
No.
Well, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't think. I think Zach was not right now. He's not an A-lister himself right now.
No, he's more like a B-lister.
He's a B-list kind of.
But the point is, after all the drama with Warner Brothers, if you do it to Netflix now, you're going to send a message to further future employers. Maybe we don't want to hire this guy because you can't take if you're taking a chance. If you're going to say, "Oh, let's give this guy a shot," and it doesn't work out, if you're going to get hate for that,
To be fair, Joe, though, most properties now, if they get canceled, have a restore type hashtag from their fans right now. But I agree with you. If like Rebel Moon and Army of the Dead, I don't want them to get canceled. But if this is all we get, if Rebel Moon Part 2 director's cut's all we get, and because of the numbers not being good, you are going to get, and it'll probably just be still restore the Snyderverse because it's the Snyderverse, or restore Rebel Moon. But just like if WB, and we'll get to you, Claudia, I'm sorry to cut you off, but just like WB, if they suffer financially and you don't get all the James Gunn properties, all the DC studios, you're going to have people saying restore the Gunverse. That's just the world we live in right now, whether you like it or not. After Zack Snyder and after Daredevil and after all these other shows came back, that's just the world we live in with fans. I'm sorry, go ahead, Taladia.
It's gonna, what I was also gonna say is the fact that it's not it's not only Zack Snyder Army of the Dead. I don't think Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead universe is dead. I don't think it's dead.
Yeah, I gotta go. I got work in the morning, but I'll be in the chat. Much love, you guys. I'll try and get something. I don't want to interrupt the conversation too much, but we'll try and do something Friday night, Max. Okay.
All right. Sure.
Take it easy.
Take care.
I agree with your suggestion though, Joe. But it's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's going to happen.
I mean, here's the thing: fans can make their voices heard and let people know what you want. But
if you be nice,
but you can do it in a way that's not like the Snyder fans have a bad reputation in part because they were attacking everything Warner Brothers did. Like I remember when Godzilla and Kong came out, Adam Wingard's was getting attacked with Restore the Snyderverse just because it was a Warner Brothers movie. And it's like, there's a way to do things and there's a way not to do things. Like, I mean, right now I've been hashtagging Save Evil. The Paramount Plus series Evil's been canceled after 4 seasons. I've been hashtagging it.
That show was ended.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The cast, it's still very highly rated. It's getting really. It's a victim of the strike. Basically, they shut down the strike.
Another good example, right, Joe, is the fact that they canceled Superman and Lois in favor for Superman the movie. Right, people don't wanted that. Right, people don't want to lose Superman and Lois because it's a great show. But Warner Brothers decided to cancel it. The CW canceled it as well, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's like, you can't say one side of the fandom is toxic, and then you're basically saying that one side of the fandom is toxic, the other side isn't. It's not like one side is green and the other side is gray. It's not like that. It's everyone's allowed their own opinion. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And you can't just take a jab at one thing.
I agree with that, but I just don't think you should be attacking the other side.
There's 2 sides to
There's bad on every fandom. I understand the Snyder was more extreme though. It was because of where it started from, a horrible situation to begin with.
Yes.
So also, I don't think Superman and Lois had anything to do with James Gunn. I think that was going to get canceled no matter what. Frankly, we're lucky we got a 4th season on that one.
Yeah, even James in the past said that he loves the show, and but that's like a WB decision. WB.
Well, we don't know for sure.
WB and
at least they gave him a chance to wrap it up, right?
Couldn't come on an agreement on the licensing fee.
It
cost a lot.
It was also an expensive show on a dead network. Like, I mean, the CW
that show was
dying.
expensive. Like, you could tell that was an HBO show without even.
Yeah.
Well, definitely selling off CW and also Superman Legacy, I think, were both big factors.
Yeah, and also and luckily they give the crew a heads up before they film the final season. Like, we're gonna give you 10 episodes. You do you could do whatever you want to do, and it's finished. That's good. At least they didn't tell them. At least they didn't tell them after they finished the season 4, and then we got canceled. At least they tell them, okay, go your final season, 10 episodes, and that's good.
Anthony, Young Justice had that exact problem. What you just said.
That brought me the word. Like, Young Justice left on the cliffhanger, and
he left it on the cliffhanger, and Warner Brothers didn't give them another season.
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
And this is what I'm trying to say is, like, you can't say that one side you can't just do that, man.
I blame the show.
I wish we would have got one final season of Young Justice, 25 episodes, and that's it, and just let it be going, and that's it.
I was wanting Young Justice to come back, and I got to be real, I didn't watch it when it came. I watched the first couple seasons when it came back.
The first 2 seasons,
when it came back, and then
the one thing I've learned is that when a show ends on a cliffhanger and it goes unresolved, it's usually the fault of the showrunner.
Even the showrunner Greg Weisman, who did Spectacular Spider-Man and Gargoyle, who the creator of Gargoyles and stuff like that, he even say, I should have just probably just, because at the time they didn't tell me. He said at the time they didn't tell me. I should have just probably ended the show if they would have told me a heads up before that. Yeah.
CW's Legends of Tomorrow, which I think is the best show in the Arrowverse. It ended on a cliffhanger, and the showrunner came out after the fact.
With Booster Gold,
The showrunner came out after the fact and said, we were not guaranteed a pickup, and I thought if I ended the show on a cliffhanger, I would force their hand to renew us. And it's like, I really don't like that. It's like, if you don't know you're coming back, if you're the showrunner and you do not know you're coming back, you're screwing over your fans if you don't give them some sort of closure.
100%. Like, if Young Justice, if they announce tomorrow as the season is 5, Young Justice the final season, I will be happy and you never will hear back from me. That would have been amazing. But
that would have resolved everything. That would have resolved everything.
End on a cliffhanger with the lead him to Darkseid and stuff
or even a movie. Just do a movie.
Yeah, I would love that. Like, do it for HBO special. Yeah, that would have been great.
Netflix canceled Glow. They had renewed Glow.
I love Glow.
Season. Yeah, and it was renewed for another season, but then due to COVID and scheduling conflicts, the season got canceled. It did on a cliffhanger.
That was a great show.
Like, just bring them back for a movie. That's all you got to do. Just do a movie, wrap it up. That's it. That's all you need.
And then you have an evergreen product instead of something that who wants to go to see a product that they know is canceled?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if I was in charge, I would just say do a wrap up if you're not gonna,
If you're not gonna get another season,
I would say this: if I was in charge, I'd give you maybe 10 episodes or 12 or 13 to finish the show, and that's it. You get your final season, and the fans will be happy.
Yeah. Let's talk about Borderlands the movie. The reactions are really brutal.
This movie badly.
They messed up bad.
We don't know for sure yet, but.
Yeah, before we do the review, they had Greg Wiseman, who did the Last of Us TV show. He did an amazing script, and then gave it to Eli Roth, and he turned that into a piece of crap thing. And he told him, take my name off the credits.
I haven't heard anyone saying this. Well, Joe, this is a video game property. Even if it's a video, the trailer, like I might see that or any.
I didn't even know this was a video game. I'm dying to see it.
You are.
The trailers have been excellent. And now I'm hearing the reviews are coming out. The reviews are saying it's not very good.
I wanted to give it a shot, but it's bad, Joe.
I mean, the trailers, let's not kid ourselves here. It does look like a ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's okay. It looked like a lot of fun. You got a great cast in there.
I don't remember who did Eli Roth direct before. What movies did he direct before?
Thanksgiving, the Hostel films. He was the Donowitz, and he played the role of Donowitz in Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, okay. RJ says Borderlands was plagued with issues with reshoots. Eli Roth didn't participate in the reshoots. They brought on Tim Miller to do them. Lame Hostile movies. I thought people liked them.
I don't like most of his horror films, to be honest. But Thanksgiving was surprisingly really good.
It says Borderlands is a disaster filled with every cliche you can ponder. This film swaps the mayhem and imagination of games for a lifeless, unfunny, and visually repulsive dud with annoying characters and a cast with not 1 ounce of chemistry.
Oof.
Borderlands feels like what an out-of-touch executive thinks the cool kids find appealing. There's not a single earnest character moment here. Just obnoxious quips that feel dated as soon as they leave the actors' mouths. It's not even so bad it's good. It's just a complete mess.
Jesus.
Just finished watching Borderlands. Holy F. What an abomination of an adaptation, but it's my monstrosity.
That's bad. That is really bad.
Borderlands is a baffling video game adaptation. There is potential for great world building, but it never happens due to a rushed and dull screenplay. The set design is impressive, but the film looks cheap due to poor CGI. Kate Blanchett, Ariana Greenblatt, and Jack Black are all great.
Because they're all movie stars, man. The poor part of CGI is probably because of reshoots, but man, that's crazy.
The social media embargo is now lifted. I can say that Borderlands has an exceptional level of details for those who played the video games, but I don't know if that's enough to stop people from accusing it of being a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff.
Wow.
It looks like a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff, but you know, and now I haven't seen this. The reviews are not sounding good, but being a ripoff of something is not necessarily a bad thing. In 1990, 2 TV shows hit the air the same season. One of them was Ferris Bueller, a sitcom based on the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It was terrible. It lasted 13 episodes. Nobody liked it. However, the same season on Fox a show that everybody said was a ripoff of Ferris Bueller called Parker Lewis Can't Lose debuted. That show was a hit, lasted 3 seasons. The ripoff was better than the actual spinoff of the movie.
No, but you got to realize that this is, even though this is a video game adaptation, it's got massive bad reviews, and it's not one positive review. That's the big thing. And because it's not from the original script, it's like it's obviously going to get poor reception. And as Stingia said in the chat, it's like,
well, I think half the problem is the video game Borderlands doesn't seem fresh anymore. This was popular a decade ago.
If this was made probably a decade ago with this cast, it probably would have done better. But now, no.
But honestly, it's just Borderlands. I was looking up Rotten Tomatoes. The Rotten Tomatoes are not up yet, so it's still.
Oh boy.
I'm curious to see what the verified audience score is.
Yeah.
Because
I think I might see it too, Joe. I don't have high hopes for it, but I just want to have fun. That's it.
There's not a chance I'm not going to see it. I mean, the trailer looked like a lot of fun. And what do you call it? Harold and the Purple Crayon got bad
tomorrow
reviews.
I think is the Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, just so everyone knows, Joe's recommended movie is on Paramount Plus right now. If.
Oh yes, If. That is my number 2 film of 2024 so far.
What movie?
My number 1 is I saw The TV Glow, which is very divisive. A lot of people, that's a love it or hate it movie.
Callie, come here. Get over here. You were so good a second ago.
Don't judge.
Fourth 1000, Guardians of the Galaxy does not own the Motley Crue space genre. That's a limitation of the critic's perspective. Fair enough. You know, I don't know. Anthony Talati, you probably weren't going to see it to begin with, were you?
I was originally, but
yeah. I'd rather wait on Peacock. Let's just say that.
I'm not gonna watch it now because after massive bomb reviews, nah. If it's got really bad press reviews, there's no point in me going to see it, right?
I wouldn't agree with that.
I mean, that is the point if you want to check it out what it is.
You may not agree with them.
Well, Talati is more of a gamer than a movie. He's still movie viewer or pundit, but he's selective on his movie watching. Right?
I'm very selective on things. It has to, for example, if you're doing a video game adaptation, you have to be strictly video game adaptation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can't just go out of left field and do something. A perfect good video game adaptation is Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. That was a very good adaptation. And hit the nail on the head. And when they made a mistake in the trailer, they fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but if we're being honest, though, Sonic the Hedgehog was not actually a strict adaptation of the video game, though.
I mean, well, they made it like live action, yes. So but it's still a great movie.
I enjoyed it. But it strayed heavily from the video game because in the video game it takes place in another universe. He comes to Earth.
No, but if you think about it, it's Sonic the Hedgehog 2 mixed with Sonic and Knuckles. That's what they did.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sean, for the heads up. I really want to see the Bike Riders. It's going to be on Peacock Friday.
Peacock. Yeah, you're going to check. I'm going to watch on Peacock as well. Yeah, I'm going to wait for this on Peacock. It probably, after the movie flop at the box office, it's probably going to be...
95 says Alien Rhombus looks like it's going to flop? What?
No, it's projecting to make 55 million.
Alien vs. Predator was better?
No, it's projecting to make $55 million opening weekend.
Well, I think it's low budget.
I think this is a bit. He's doing a bit because he said AVP was better. Like I think. That's
no.
I like the Alien vs. Predator.
I enjoyed it too, but I mean that's for what it is. But I don't think anyone's thinking that it's going to be better than Romulus. I'm not even excited for Romulus.
I am. When does that come out?
A couple of weeks, I think. It's sometime this month.
Oh, you know what? It might be when I'm on my vacation week next week. So it might be on my vacation week. I could see it at the lake. Okay, so this is for you, Anthony.
Sure.
It's your favorite.
Who's holding?
Oh, Devin's here. Hey, Devin. Nice to see you. Your old Nerdcast. Alien vs. Predator was the first movie reviews I ever did.
Man, I feel bad for you. Oof. I was like this. Hopefully, when the next Predator come out, I think it starts shooting next year, and the new Alien movie is coming out next week, obviously. Hopefully, down the line, maybe like in 2 or 3 years from now, we get an Alien vs. Predator movie. I think that would do very good at the box office. Like, that would be dope.
So this is for Anthony. Kraven the Hunter, the Sony Sony Marvelverse. This movie I am really looking forward to. Officially earns an R rating for strong, bloody violence and language. Sony's Kraven the Hunter, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. Now, don't ruin the clip out, Anthony. Starring Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Sure.
Aaron Taylor Johnson targets an R rating for strong, bloody violence and language. Let the games begin. We know, Anthony, you don't like what Sony's done to their Marvel
I will say this.
But what about Kraven hearing this news?
Nope. First of all, no second trailer. Where is it?
That's true.
The movie's coming in December. Stupid release date. You're gonna go against Sonic 3. You're gonna go against Mufasa 2. You're gonna go against the Lord of the Rings movie, the animated one. Stupid release date. You're not gonna have enough time to make a ton of money doing those 3-week stretch in that time period.
Hey, Charlotte, have a good day.
And I guarantee you, parents is definitely not gonna take their kids to see this over Sonic 3, over Lord of the Rings, over.
Well, it's not meant for kids.
It is for kids. Well, I mean, I saw kids doing Deadpool, so who knows?
This
but that's because Deadpool's way popular character than Kraven. Also, no, I don't like this universe whatsoever.
I don't care. This looks cool as a one-off for me. Like, I don't care how it impacts the other Sony.
I'm not watching it. I'm praying on every Sony downfall, so I'm good.
Joe,
for me, for instance, right? I like the fact it's rated R, right? Because Kraven is one of those characters that does blood, gore, stuff like that, right? And he's in the comics, he was a predator, right? He used to prey on people, right? He's
hunt down people and stuff.
Yeah. So it's like I can see why they went for the rated R, rating for rated R because of that's the nature of the character. Pretty much like how Deadpool is a rated R because of its blood and gore and everything. So I can see it. But Aaron Taylor Johnson, I can actually see him actually hitting this one out of the park. I'm not going to lie to you because I like him as an actor, and with his physique and the amount of effort and time he's put into playing the role as Kraven, I can actually see him knocking this one. Sure. I know that the timing is not right for it to be released, but for the movie itself, I can see it doing well.
Okay.
Because just purely because of the amount of action you'll have in it and the lore. For a comic book guy, there's a lot of lore there for an origin. So
yeah, take
it as what it is. And as a comic book geek guy, I'm gonna be really excited to see this.
Oh, while you're here, Joe says, thank you, Talati. I appreciate that. I kind of want to cover the Saturday Night Live thing too, or if you have any other topic that you want to cover, please put it in the private chat if you want to cover something. But I was thinking it'd be fun to go over the Saturday Night Live news with you.
Yeah, sure. I will say with Kraven here, I'm not. This isn't one I'm terribly excited for.
Oh, okay.
But to see Venom 3, that's why.
But I do think that Sony clearly has a lot of faith in it because they're not dumping this in some off season. They're not putting it in January or something. They're putting it in prime time at Christmas. That tells me they know there's going to be something here probably. Otherwise, I think they would bury this film. And
they already bury it.
They're putting it out at Christmas. That's the big show right there.
No, but I'm sorry. It's not going to make more money than Mufasa. It's not going to make more money than Lord of the Rings. It's not going to make more money.
Doesn't have to make more money. It doesn't have
low
to make
budget.
More money. It just needs to be profitable. I mean,
when it flops in December, I'm going to come back to this.
Yeah, because
Okay.
what do you call it? Immaculate with Sydney Sweeney. That wasn't a high budget film, and it didn't make a lot of, but like it wasn't a big film, but it was profitable because it made enough. And I think they've seen the film and
The
they know
budget
what
for
they
this
have.
movie is 130 million. They need 450 to break even, so it's not gonna make that much.
They could probably
It's not.
300.
300
they could
maybe,
probably get that. This
maybe
isn't going to be a $1 billion
maybe
film, but
maybe it could get 300, unless if it has a great cinema score. Unless it has that, like an A,
cinema score doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Audience. Yes, it does.
You know what movie's got a high cinema score right now? Harold and the Purple Crayon has an A-.
That nobody cares about because that movie has zero marketing.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Zero marketing.
Sony
didn't care about that. They let that movie die. It's probably gonna come out. It's probably gonna come out on Netflix. And
I think that movie's gonna do good on VOD
on Netflix.
and streaming.
Yeah, it's gonna do good on Netflix. Yeah, because that's what it do. Every Sony flop do great on Netflix.
It's a crowd pleaser.
Like that one is no.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much it was budget was. Harold and the Purple Crayon. I don't know. Okay, so according to the producer, the producer's job is to spin it positive, but he said Kraven moved to Christmas because we're excited about it. Christmas is the best release period there is.
It is. I mean, Christmas is the big show for movies. That's when you put out your A-list movies.
Problem is you're competing against Sonic and you're competing against other big movies out there,
but that's the thing, you're not really competing because the beautiful thing about Christmas time is people are off, there's holiday vacations, so people go and see a lot of movies. Like I remember a couple of years ago when Aquaman was coming out, Mary Poppins, there was like all these movies coming out in December and they pretty much all did well.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I think that first trailer was. I do agree with Anthony. Where's the next trailer? That is kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And also they're doing reshoots for Venom right now. Why? That's not a good look for the movie as well. You come out. Your movie comes out in 2 months from now, and you're doing reshoots now. Okay, sure, I guess. But in New York City, like 2 days ago, they were in New York City like a day ago too, whatever. So we'll see when we get around November. Around November, what the projection of Kraven the Hunter will be. That will tell us if it's below 30 to 40, not a good look. Now, if it's 50 to 80, almost 60 to 80, then that's decent for the movie.
Did you see what I posted in the private chat?
Okay, let me see.
What are we doing next? The SNL movie?
Oh, okay, cool. Yes, I wanted to talk about this. I think this is interesting. I heard something about that they're even going to have an actor play Jim Henson in this Saturday Night Live movie, and I don't understand. That's why I wanted to ask Joe what does Jim Henson have to do with the beginning origins of Saturday Night Live?
Well, he was a cast member in season 1.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, season 1 of Saturday Night Live featured Jim Henson's Muppets. They did the Land.
I didn't know that.
It was kind of a disaster because nobody writes for the Muppets better than Muppet writers. Muppet writers really do. They understand those characters, and unfortunately, the way Saturday Night Live was set up, Jim Henson, Frank Oz, and the Muppet writers were not allowed to write for the Muppets. The Saturday Night Live writers had to do it, and the Saturday Night Live writers did not have the feel for writing for those characters. In fact, Michael O'Donoghue, the head writer of SNL at the time, said he didn't want to write for Felt, and he never wanted to write. So there was a real conflict there where the Muppets were popular at the time. They were on They were on Sesame Street. They were known for variety show appearances. Like
this is before Disney bought them.
Yeah, throughout the 60s, they were on the Ed Sullivan Show all the time. They were known for being on variety shows. The Muppets were kind of known as a little bit of an edgy act. So Saturday Night Live seemed like it would be a good fit for them. And since the Muppet writers couldn't write for them, it didn't work. And those skits, if you can find the Land of Gorch skits on YouTube, they're pretty terrible. So after the first season, Henson and Lorne Michaels made the mutual decision to part ways. And over that summer, a British producer came to Jim Henson named Lord Grade and offered him The Muppet Show. Okay. So it was the best move he could have made. He went to England and made The Muppet Show, which was a massive hit. So yeah, that was but yeah,
okay,
season one.
Because I saw something on X about they're casting a Jim Henson. I'm like, why? I had no idea. I had no idea. That's interesting.
It's really interesting too because the actor they cast is a guy named Nicholas Braun.
He looks like him, which is crazy.
He's actually playing two separate roles in the movie. This guy, Nicholas Braun, is playing Jim Henson in the Saturday Night Live movie, but he's also playing Andy Kaufman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean,
Andy Kaufman was on the first season of Saturday Night Live?
He was in the first episode. You know the famous Mighty Mouse bit? Here I come to say that was the first episode of Saturday Night Live.
So here's the thing. This is being directed by Jason Reitman. Isn't he the son that
yes. Yeah, he's a great
Ghostbusters movies?
Yes. He didn't do the sequel, so he messed up on that one.
He didn't do Frozen Empire.
Yeah, he didn't. No.
He produced
because I didn't like Frozen.
He produced it, but he didn't roll.
I actually like the 2016 reboot better than Frozen Empire.
Goddamn! I hope he finds.
I like the 2016.
I think you should go to
blasphemy, right?
No. I don't think it's great, but I thought it was fun.
Grab some holy water.
No. That's the first time Chris Hemsworth goes really funny.
Oh my god!
There's some good stuff in that. The first half was good, where they're the setting up the team and everything.
Well, even the actresses.
I bought it on Blu-ray. I bought it on Steelbook. I bought it on 3D.
I had it on digital for free.
Yeah.
They put it in my collection for free. Movies Anywhere was like, here, you get Ghostbusters, and I called them and told them to take it out again.
Second Variable says, I just want the Dark Crystal season 2.
That's never happening.
We can only hope. Would you support that?
Here's the thing with the Dark Crystal, though. The Dark Crystal season 1 is 10 more hours of the Dark Crystal than we ever thought we were going to have. We had a movie in 1982. I don't know about you. I never thought we were going to see any more Dark Crystal. Then suddenly we got 10 hours of new Dark Crystal a couple of years ago. And I didn't think we'd ever see that. So yeah, would I like a season 2? Yes. But I'm just satisfied that I got 10 more hours of the Dark Crystal than I ever thought I would have.
That's great. You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to make a custom VHS 2-pack of Dark Crystal, the series. Because I still want to get that on VHS. It is a nice VHS. It has like a purple clamshell.
I'm looking to get my hands on a bootleg Blu-ray because just in case Netflix ever pulls it, I want to know what happened.
Yeah, because they cancel. Yeah, right. So, do you? All right. So everyone here likes Jason Reitman. Claude, I don't know if you have an opinion on him. I only seen a few things he's done.
His movie "Thank You for Smoking" is really good too.
Oh, he did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no opinions on this at all.
Okay, so Saturday Night Live. Do you think there's a interesting story there, Joe? The first.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've read books on it. There's several books written on the early years of SNL. I think they got a hell of a story to tell there. I'm looking forward to this.
Anthony, are you interested at all with the early Saturday Night Live? Now,
yeah, the first season, yeah, sure. I like
the fourth says make a movie about the end of SNL. I'd watch that. They suck.
Wow,
I don't want it to end fourth.
They're doing good. They actually been good these last couple months, man.
It's mixed.
Bro, the Brian Gosling one was amazing. The Pedro Pascal one was amazing.
Yeah,
like they do good once in a while, sure.
So
but they good. This upcoming up, they're doing the election with I forgot the girl name and stuff like that. So
director Jason Reitman calls it a thriller comedy that counts down to the very first Live from New York. Wow. It's hard to see this image, but a lot of the characters or a lot of the actors they got really look like that guy looks like Chevy Chase. That guy looks like the Blues Brothers guy, Belushi. Is he supposed to be Eddie Murphy?
Garrett Morris.
I don't know who these ladies are supposed to be.
Jane Curtin and Lorraine Newman.
And then is this Dan Aykroyd?
Yep.
And I don't know who the lady in the back is.
That's probably supposed to be Gilda, but I can't really see her face.
Yeah, it's more pictures.
Yeah, here's the image of the first cast. Oh, wasn't she a third Rock from the Sun or something?
Yeah, Jane Curtin.
Yeah.
Kate and Allie.
Oh, that's not Eddie Murphy. That's
Garrett Morris.
That's the guy that was on. I've seen him a few places, but the only place I can really remember is from like Two Broke Girls, right?
I didn't know if he was on Two Broke Girls. He had a great cameo in Ant-Man because I don't know if you know this. He was the first actor to ever play Ant-Man on screen. Garrett Morris. On Saturday Night Live, they did a skit where it was like a superhero party, and he was Ant-Man, and the other superheroes were making fun of him because of his powers. And they're like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "I shrink to the size of an ant, but retain my human strength." And Superman's like, "You hear that, everyone? He's got human strength." So then when the first Ant-Man movie came out, when Paul Rudd like fell and landed in the cab, he was the cab driver, and it was hilarious because he was Ant-Man.
Talati, in the UK, do they have any series like Monty Python, like any live series that they did with British comedians?
So we used to have not a Saturday Night Live type of thing, but we had something like Rogan and used to bring on guests and whatnot.
Okay.
But we never had like Saturday Night Live where the celebrities take over. We never had that at all, because in the UK it's completely different, where we have broadcasters and radio presenters become hosts, and they actually interview people like, for example, Taylor Swift or James Bond, or somebody who plays James Bond, or whoever it is, Harry Potter. They'll interview them, and they'll have like a 20-minute segment with them. Right? We don't have what Saturday Night Live is. I know what it is, where different people come on. I know what that is, but we never had that, which is a shame, because we would have loved to have that.
Well, I want second variable. Actually, this is a great question. Is this Oscar bait film? Jacob immediately says, "No, I don't know yet. I have to see a trailer." Because just on the image, well, Vanity Fair is covering it, so I think it's going to be like I don't think it's like a straight to streaming. I don't.
No, this is a theatrical release.
Yeah. And then just looking at this image of if you know these comedians, and then looking at the image there, they did pretty good on casting. Now you're not going to know for sure until you see the acting, right?
I'll tell you this. Max, the original cast was on for 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And in going into season 6, all of them quit. They all quit.
Oh, really?
And a new producer had the unenviable task of
Is it because of payment issues?
They were getting movie offers. They were becoming big stars, and the producer, Lorne Michaels, left. He got replaced by a new producer named Gene Domanian. And Gene Domanian had the unenviable task of recasting Saturday Night Live from scratch. And the new cast included Gilbert Gottfried, a guy named Charles Rocket. There was a couple women on there. Names escaping me. Gail Mathias was one of them. But 2 of the new people hired were in season 6, Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo.
Wow.
And the season bombed so bad that at the end of the season, every single one of them was fired except Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo.
Really?
They were the only 2 to make it back to season 7. Then season 7, it kind of got some stability, and Eddie Murphy went on to become a superstar.
Keep in mind, if they had a fire cast for 5 years and they were getting all kind of offers and the producer left, they didn't know Saturday Night Live was going to be an every year show.
Yeah,
they didn't know it was going to keep going this long.
Oh yeah, well, Gilbert Gottfried used to always tell the story that the cast of Saturday Night Live was like the Beatles, and they said if you can imagine at the height of Beatlemania,
was this big in the 70s?
Oh yeah, it was huge. And Gilbert said when he came onto the show, if you can imagine, like at the height of Beatlemania, all 4 Beatles quit, and then 4 new guys came out, and they said, "These are the Beatles now." That was the reaction to them in season 6.
Yeah. I'm very interested in this project now. I hope the acting is good, because if they don't match if these actors, even though they look like them, if they don't match the personality and if their acting's off, it's going to be really hard to sit through. Really, it's really going to just depend on, like, Jim Carrey did a great Andy Kaufman. If someone else is doing Andy Kaufman, if someone's doing Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, I don't know. Do you think they're going to be hard to imitate?
I don't know. I mean, like, I love I'm a huge Andy Kaufman fan, and Man on the Moon, when I heard Jim Carrey was going to play Andy Kaufman, I thought that's not going to work. And damned if it didn't. It was a fabulous movie.
I still want to watch the documentary about that movie, where they didn't even release the documentary because it made Jim Carrey look too unlikable, because he did, like, the method acting. I think he was just a jerk on the set. But okay, so that your story got me more intrigued. I want to go back and watch some early Saturday Night Live. I actually have sealed Saturday Night Live tapes, the best of Eddie Murphy, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, stuff like that.
You can also stream them all on Peacock. The only problem is a lot of the seasons are edited. I mean, these were 90-minute episodes. Most of them are only about an hour, so there's about a half hour.
You know, it'd be perfect is if you could find somewhere to watch it with the commercials intact. That would be amazing. Okay. Jim Henson, actor, is from Succession. The fat guy from Good Burger. I don't know.
Yeah, Kenan Thompson. He's been on there for, like, he's the longest running cast member in history. He's been on there for like 20 years now.
Yeah, and he still looks the same. Okay, let me see what else we have here.
I did have a topic.
Oh, okay, yes.
So last week was Batman Cape Crusader. Obviously the first season was released. I've only seen the first episode. I wanted to give my first impressions on
Sure, let us know.
So obviously it's done by Bruce Timm, J.J. Abrams, and Matt Reeves. And so far, I gotta say, not digging the gender bend Penguin, but the style they've gone with, 1940s, 1930s look for Batman, I dig. Right? It's
okay.
It's definitely something, because I'm doing a weekly reaction, so I'm not doing it like one shot, because I think it's better that way. I really enjoy the fact that they've taken care with the voice of Batman, and it's not exactly replicating Kevin Conroy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was pretty cool. And the fact that you've got different voice actors, different actors playing these iconic characters is pretty cool. And Harvey Dent's in there, and he's voiced by the person who played Batman in Batman Brave and the Bold. And a Harley Quinn show. So he's in the show. And I would recommend people watching it. And I would also say to people that don't go jumping and say, oh, after one episode, oh, I'm not going to watch it again. No, give it a shot. At least watch the first few episodes, because I know somebody tried to spoil it for me without actually me seeing the full season. I'm like, don't do that.
I'm interested to see it. I got to be real. Like, let me bring up Oswalda picture here, because Oswalda, I am not against progressive ideas or gender bending or stuff, but when you think of Oswalda, it's like what the anti-SJWs, it's like playing into exactly what they could, or like a joke that they would make, like, oh, just change it to Oswalda.
Yeah, that's the only little bit of complaint I had. Nothing against her, like, she was a good villain for the story plot, but besides that, I just think
let me bring up Oswalda here.
I'm 2 episodes in. In fact, we just watched the second episode tonight. I pretty much agree with everything Taladia said. I'm digging it. The gender bend didn't bother me, but at the same time, it also wasn't necessary.
Yeah,
they give her sons, like she's a mother. They give her a couple of sons that are her henchmen. I mean, he could have been a male penguin and been his sons. So it doesn't add anything gender bending the penguin, but I also don't think it necessarily takes anything away either. I don't know. First 2 episodes were solid.
For me, I'm not against this, but it just feels like it just feels like everything the anti-SJWs talk about, like, oh, they just did it. And this sounds like something that they would joke about. Like, why don't you just make Penguin Oswaldo instead of Oswald? It's like, it seems actually lazy to me until I watch it. I will watch it. I will watch it. I'm not going to say it just seems lazy. It just seems like especially with Joe saying like,
but here's the thing: is lazy the right word? Because wouldn't lazy be just doing the same thing? Because we've already got a male penguin, so you've done nothing there. You've just said, "Here's the thing you already have." Like, I think putting in a little work is. I mean,
I'm going based on your opinion, Joe, because you said there wasn't. You didn't really see a benefit of them changing the gender. It just was like it was just like they just did it.
I don't necessarily see the point, but I don't think lazy is the word I'd use for it.
Brucifer, you know the reason why Bruce Timm is lazy. And we don't want to get into it. We do not want to get into it.
I still think it looks good. Fourth 1000 says Harley Quinn down, thumbs down. What did you get to see Harley Quinn yet?
I saw her. I would say I like for what they did. Like, she has a relationship with Barbara. She has a relationship with Roman.
I saw the image. I saw the image of Harley Quinn, not digging the Harley Quinn costume at all.
Yeah, my wife said the same thing. We haven't gotten to that episode yet, but she took one look at the costume and was like, "I do not like Harley's costume."
Yeah. I get that. That's fair. She doesn't look cool.
I will say this though: DC is doing a hell of a job right now with animation because this show is great. And I've been watching Kite Man. Hell yeah, that's really.
I didn't watch that yet. Yeah.
I mean, I've been it's noir.
Yeah, I know, but still, there's cool noir too, though, Bruce. That noir style of Harley Quinn looks pretty basic.
I haven't got to the Harley Quinn episode yet, Brucifer. So, from what I've heard, it's like she's different to the Batman the Animated Series, which is fine by me. But the costume, like green and yellow, her
style is not. It's not as her image is not as striking as she was before. She looks generic, like a generic clown.
Yeah,
just like a she doesn't look as cool.
She doesn't look as cool as Red and Black, because I think Red and Black in the noir look would be really cool. That's my opinion.
No, absent good, it's fair enough. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Just surface level things that I got to be real. Oswaldo does not excite me, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I have to give this a shot. Where I am gonna watch and give it its fair shake. Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
I will say the one thing that has been kind of like taking me out of it, where I'm going like, that's weird. On the show, Batman always refers to Alfred as Pennyworth. He just calls him Pennyworth. And that it's like in the DCEU movies, Jeremy Irons Alfred always called Batman Master Wayne. And I thought that was odd because I'm used to Alfred calling him Master Bruce. So just that little difference, Master Wayne instead of Master Bruce, I thought.
I don't mind.
It's not a huge deal, but it's just you're kind of used to hearing one thing, and then it's just he keeps going Pennyworth, and I'm like, it just feels weird.
Damien says Pennyworth, but I want to ask people in the chat if you've seen this series. Please let us know your scoring for the series.
Ford said he gave up on it. He said it was dull, turned off with no plans to continue. Bruce says Montoya was kick-ass.
I wouldn't call it dull. I think it's very reminiscent of Batman the Animated Series. It feels like a kind of a throwback.
like I would love to hear your score for Batman Cape Crusader. I would love to hear
Bruce
it.
is perfect 10.
Perfect 10 for you. Okay.
Bad for me.
Bad for fourth. Okay. Anthony's giving it 7.5. Nice. Anybody else who's seen it? Put it in
I
the
don't
chat.
think it's I don't think even though people like it, I don't feel like the excitement that you heard about X-Men 97. Now, to be fair, Joe doesn't like X-Men.
I think this is much better than X-Men 97.
Okay. Well,
the animation's better. It looks better.
Let's agree to disagree.
Let's agree to disagree. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the newer episodes because I'm watching it weekly, so I'm not doing it full one shot because I think that's fair.
What's the possibility of this continuing too? That they say you get a second season, or
it's already renewed for a second season, so it's getting a second season regardless. So that's why I'm doing the longevity stuff, and I'm just saying, look, do it weekly, don't rush it, because that could lead me up to Superman and Lois.
Give the show 3 acolytes out of 5.
3 acolytes out of 5.
Absent Good says they bring in characters I didn't really know about. That's interesting. 4 out of 5.
I respect that.
The show has good storylines. It's well written, well drawn. I enjoy the characters. They have more to them. Okay. Bruce says lots of Golden Age and Silver Age characters. Also, Pennyworth thing is comparable to Batman 2022. He's not close to Alfred, so he sees him as the help. Okay. Well, thanks for everyone. I am going to watch it eventually.
Yeah.
Now that Game of Thrones is over, I'm going to have more free time to watch other shows.
Now the Hot D is finished.
Any Scrubs fans?
No.
Joe?
I didn't watch the show early on, but I did tune in for the final season, which apparently is the season Scrubs fans hate. But it was my first season watching it, and I enjoyed it. And then I started watching some reruns, and I wouldn't call myself a hardcore fan, but I like what I've seen.
Well, Scrubs Carrier says he's definitely going to do a revival of the acclaimed medical sitcom. So,
there's Booster Gold. There's Booster Gold there.
Yeah, he was Booster Gold on Legends. So yeah, I would like to see what.
I used to have a crush on her.
If they had come back for another season of Legends, Zach Braff was gonna be Ted Cord to Donald Faison.
That would have been a good reunion.
Honestly, they. No offense to all these actors, but most of them could probably use the revival. Honestly,
yeah,
a lot of them haven't really done a lot after.
Zach Braff has a lot of talent. I think he's one of those guys who's underutilized.
Yeah, Donald Faison's fun. That's not the same guy that played House, is it? That doctor on? No, that's not. He's funny in that show. I like that.
Sarah Chalk, she's become one of those actresses who just seems to pop up everywhere, like all over the place, like in supporting roles.
The grown man in the middle at the top had another show that lasted a long time, so I think he did all right. Oh, yeah, I think it was another sitcom. Scrubs. Yeah, Scrubs. Let me see. Well, speaking with LAD Bible, Lauren said, we're definitely going to do it just because we've all been enjoying hanging out. Look, there's no huge drive because everyone's successful. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. And I think the show was on for like 72 years, but on the other hand, medical people over here right now are very heroic to me. It's been a tough road, and no one's becoming a doctor right now to get rich here in America. And we've all been hanging out and talking. So I'm open to it. And I don't want to do it as a movie, but I'm definitely open to doing a couple more years of that show. It would not only be fun to see where the characters I used to love are now, but also to see what a younger doctor nowadays looks like as far as the kids coming in behind you, you know? So we've been talking a lot about it, and I think we'll figure it out in the next 6 months or so that we want to do it. I'm just busy too, man, in a great way. Much of the original cast has expressed the desire to return, so they could easily have. I hope they do. I think that would be a good revival.
If they don't do a revival show, do a movie. But I guess you don't want to do that.
No, he said he doesn't want to.
So I guess do the revival show. Do 10, 15 episodes or 20, whatever they're gonna do it.
Devin has a good point here too. Scrubs was at the tail end of the last era of media, so they probably got good residuals from syndication DVD sales.
Probably, yeah.
Absolutely,
yeah, they did 9 seasons too.
That's a lot for sure.
So here's the thing, Devin. Even if they come back and they don't get the same agreement they did for the original show, that's going to help with the first seasons of the show get better residuals, because it's going to make it more relevant again for for syndication. And so even if they don't get that amazing deal that they got, shows back then got amazing deals before streaming. They did a show called The Middle. I'd be open to it.
Malcolm in the Middle.
The Middle. This is a weird thing because I just learned about this show the other day. I was looking up some actor and I saw they were on a sitcom called The Middle that lasted for 9 years, and I'm like, this sitcom was on for 9 years, and I've never heard of it. Like, is it one of those shows that just skated by, or something? I don't know. Did anybody ever watch The Middle? I never heard of this show before until like 2 days ago.
I heard of it. I don't think I ever watched it. I don't know. Was it on Fox, I think?
I don't know. I know my daughter's been watching a show on Disney Plus called Star versus the Forces of Evil. It's a cartoon. And we were looking up the voice cast, and the main character, Star, is voiced by this actress who was from The Middle. And they said she was on The Middle for like 9 years. And then they did a pilot for a spin-off series about her character. And I'm like, dude, this is weird. I never even heard of this
I just got finished. I just got, like, today. No, yes, it was yesterday. I got finished watching White Collar. And
White Collar is a good show. That's coming back.
I love all 6 seasons of the show. It's amazing. Can't wait for the revival. I don't know how they're gonna do it without Willie, because the actress died a couple years ago. But they did say that the renewed show, the new season of the show would give us a question on how this character and respect the honor of it. We'll see. But yeah, I've been watching that show. It's amazing. I recommend White Collar to anybody. And Matt Bomer is an amazing actor.
Yeah, well, they're bringing it back. Though I like that show. I also liked Castle.
I
never finished Nathan Fillion. It was a good show, but I
watched the other one that he was what was the 2000 show that
The Rookie
with Joss Whedon?
Oh,
no, The Rookie is amazing. I watched that one. Yes,
Firefly.
That one. Yes, I watched that one. Yeah.
I have a movie poster for the Firefly movie Serenity that I've been getting the cast to sign, and I'm actually going to get Fillion in a couple weeks at Dragon Con. I don't have Fillion. I got Alan Tudyk on there. I got the late Ron Glass, who has since passed away. Jewel State's on there. Adam Baldwin's on there. Marina Baccarin.
Hey, that's a good ass cast.
By the way, Max, just before you move on, I wanted to real quick show you. I had this backstage. There's Garrett Morris as Ant-Man on Saturday Night Live.
Well, that's a classic Ant-Man look from the...
Yeah, he was the first Ant-Man we ever had on screen in a Saturday Night Live skit. And then in the movie, Paul Rudd, crashed out a window and landed in the back of a taxi cab, and he was the driver. It was kind of a neat...
I didn't know that.
It's a callback.
That's cool. Cool Easter egg for enjoyment. Yeah, I want to go back and watch the first Ant-Man. I think it was better than I remember.
The season when Eddie Murphy came in is amazing.
Special shout out to Jacob McKenzie holding the mailbag down. Thank you so much, Jacob. Thoughts on Sean Levy on Matthew McConaughey playing Cowboy Pole in Deadpool Wolverine? I feel like eventually Ryan was like, okay, fine, we'll stick with my voice unless we could get someone like Matthew McConaughey. Cut to, yes, literally days later, Matthew sent us that recording. It was so good and dropped in like butter. Ryan, you're fire as Cowboy Pool. Matthew, you're in.
That's crazy. Matthew, I knew that was Matthew from the moment he started talking, because he has that he has that voice. Like, he has that good voice that he's just like, oh, yeah, that's Matthew. Hey, Matthew is a great-ass actor.
Thoughts on Sean Levy says cameos for Liev Schreiber, Anna Paquin, James Marsden, Halle Berry, Famke Janssen, and others were never discussed, never considered. That's actually very disappointing.
I mean, they probably say them. You have to save them for Secret Wars. You just can't have everybody back for.
Yeah, you have to save them for.
You just can't. You have to save other movies for other surprises.
Wouldn't you like to see them, Joe? The other X-Men. or you don't care?
I don't know. Like, I mean, it was fun seeing Blade and everyone, but at the same time, I kind of felt like fatigue at the bringing back old actors, because like I just feel like we've done it so much lately with the Crisis crossover and the Arrowverse being the first, and then we had No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness and The Flash, and this just felt like, oh, we're doing this again. It's amusing. I liked it, but I feel like this was the least effective one because we've seen it so much now.
Okay, fair enough. I think the audience consistently rewards it. I know people get tired of the same gimmicks. It is a gimmick, Joe. It really is, but it results in box office, and people like, oh, I know that. It's the member berry stuff, yeah.
But Max, the way I see it, Deadpool and Wolverine is a better version of the Flash. That's my opinion on that, because I feel like this was a better multiverse film than the Flash. Because
the Flash, to me, don't get me wrong, it has some good parts in it, some bad parts. The bad parts was definitely seeing all those dead actors, CGI and stuff. It should have been real cameo, like Grant Gustin, John Wesley Shipp, and maybe Tom Coven as Reverse Flash, something like that. That would have been better. And instead of seeing, and you could have Christopher Reeve there, whatever. I don't like it. It is what it is. I say Brandon Routh instead of Christopher Reeve. That would have been better instead of seeing all these dead actors. That just rubbed me the wrong way in the Flash movie. It just I own it on 4K. I had the steelbook. It just that just rubbed me the wrong way.
Devin says he's so sick of all this multiverse crap.
See, I don't think anyone's done it as well as the Flash. I think the Flash did it the best, because the Flash, they were in and out. They didn't really distract from the story. It was like, we're here, we serve a purpose. We're here to show you that this multiverse is breaking down, but they didn't take up too much screen time, and then they kind of were in and out.
Yeah. Hey, on the crowd, Michael Keaton was great.
Yeah,
I love Michael Keaton.
Yeah, he was good in it. I'm not debating that. Yeah. He was good.
Isaac wants to know how we rank the multiverse movies from worst
that's
to best. I enjoyed all of them, but no offense, Joe, even it was great seeing with you. I would still put it at the bottom of my multiverse movies. Then Doctor Strange 2. And then I'd kind of be tied with Spider-Man No Way Home and Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'd go Flash #1, Multiverse of Madness, No Way Home, and then Deadpool.
Okay.
I'll go Flash at the bottom, Multiverse of Madness, then Deadpool, Wolverine, and then No Way Home, because No Way Home did a good job.
The thing I really like about No Way Home is that all the Spider-Man really work together.
Yeah, they work very well. I never thought.
But the cameos in that were the weakest, though. Besides Spider-Man, like the other villains, they look.
Like William Dafoe was
yeah, he was good. But like,
I would flip. Here's the thing. The question is, are we talking about what is the better film overall, or what handles the cameos better? Because if we're talking about what handles the cameos better, I might say No Way Home is better than Multiverse of Madness. But ultimately, I think Multiverse of Madness is the better movie. I think it tells a better story. So I don't know. They're kind of just
for sure. Nuts.
All right. Thoughts on Ryan Reynolds was asked why the Fantastic Forecast was not in Deadpool. Oh, Fanforstic was not in Deadpool. The more kind of toys you start asking for, the more kind of characters you start wanting to license, the deeper into that sort of point of no return becomes.
Well, basically, it means that movie flop, and we're not gonna bring them back. I would like to. I would like to see them back. Sure, I guess one of them are actresses that we dope to see.
Would have been funny if they brought back two of the same character, like they had Michael B. Jordan and Chris Evans, and he's like, "Hey, look, it's Captain America and Killmonger."
Yeah,
let's be real. I think it makes it more special with not having so many, and then then the characters are not going to get their time, and also budgetary reasons. These movies are expensive enough to get everyone back unless they're doing it for free. Isaac says Spider-Man No Way Home, Deadpool, Wolverine, Doctor Strange, Flash. Okay, cool.
I respect his wrong opinion.
Thoughts on Josh Hartnett says he has modeled his trap character after CEOs, politicians, and Hollywood execs. They don't mind stepping over people or doing horrible things to get what they're doing. Not having an empathy is a pretty big sign of being a psychopath.
He's right.
I really like Josh Hartnett in this movie. I thought it was a fun movie, but I don't know why he's doing press saying this, because he's finally on the rise again, and he's calling out Hollywood execs like, be quiet, bro. You're going to start getting more work again.
I liked most of that movie, for most of the runtime. I think it went on way too long. It had too many endings, and it's like, the last 20 minutes, you're like, dude, you had a logical ending point 20 minutes ago, and you just kept going. But I think Josh Hartnett, I never liked Josh Hartnett, but I think he gives like one of the worst performances of his career in this movie.
What?
He is just so bad in this movie. Like, he's supposed to be this guy who, I'm not giving anything away. It's in the trailer. But he's supposed to be this guy who's unassuming, family man, wife, kids, but he's a serial killer and nobody knows it, and the FBI can't track him down. But he acts, the choices he makes, he acts so damn guilty that it's like, this guy is ridiculously over the top. Anyone could tell that this guy is the guilty party. Like, just the way he talks to his daughter. His daughter's a teenager. He talks to her like she's 5. Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we went in that trap door and saw what's backstage?
Yeah, that was
so over the top. I'm like,
yes, that's
I'm
like, but that's kind of like par for the course in those type of. That's kind of par for the course in those type of movies, though. The ones that aren't like aimed at like a more adult audience, that come kind of like the late teenagers. There's going to be moments like that, Joe. But I agree with you. That scene was like, oh my god, let's have some fun and go in a trap door. I agree with you though. I liked him in that role though, but I thought that was intentionally cheesy.
I don't know. I thought he made some weird choices in that film. Like, I mean, okay. I'm not a big fan of the guy, but like I like Halloween H2O. He's fine in that.
I forgot he was in that movie. God damn.
Yeah. Thoughts on Daphne Keane says she had to tell Channing Tatum to stop saying his lines while she was filming her Deadpool Wolverine scenes. He kept trying to do it and kept breaking character, and I kept breaking character. That guy was just yapping in front of me.
She was talking. I think she was talking about that scene. Say, you want to make my favorite.
After I saw Deadpool and Wolverine a second time, I love Channing Tatum's performance.
Yo, he was funny.
The first time I was not getting it. I was just like, I don't know if I like the voice.
Yo.
The second time I loved it.
He was. It's the way that his character speak and everything. I could tell everybody in my audience was laughing at that. His accent was funny as hell, man.
Talati, I forgot. Did you get to see Deadpool Wolverine?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
okay,
I did.
Cool.
He was funny as hell.
What about Channing Tatum and Deadpool Wolverine, Joe? Did you like that as Gambit?
It was amusing.
Yeah.
He had my favorite line in the movie.
Which one was that?
It's like, are you ready?
Herb
I didn't know my daddy, but I'm pretty sure I shot out of his dick ready.
I just did a podcast episode going through Takashi Mike movies for 3 hours. Lots of milk talk. What's up, nerds?
3 hours? Goddamn, buddy.
That's awesome.
We're weird. That's so odd, Herb. That's so odd. We were just talking about milk, too. So to answer your question,
you were talking about backyard earlier.
I like D, grade D, whole milk. I'm not crazy about skim.
Oh.
I'm definitely skim. Okay, so this is also disappointing. Thoughts on Disney Plus is set to raise its prices on October 17th. They just made their first profits, and then they're going to raise their prices. Ad tier from $7.99 to $9.99, and ad free tier $13.99 to $15.99. I think I'm going to start canceling these things.
You know those profits we just made?
Yeah.
You know those profits? Double them.
No, I think people are. I think
no, but also Bob I can confirm that
the economy's not doing great, Joe.
Inside Out 2 and Deadpool, and like 1.5 million people were signing up to see the original Inside Out movie and the original Deadpool movie as well. So probably because of that. So yeah, in Planet of the Apes franchise as well. So the Matt Reeves one and the old one.
Are you going to keep Disney Plus? Well, you have.
I got the Hulu. I got the Hulu.
You're probably gonna.
Oh, I would never get rid of Disney Plus.
That's the last one.
Well, I got the Hulu bundle with Disney Plus. So I'm good.
Yeah. It's the most important streamer to me. I mean, it's like it's just everything I watch more Disney Plus than anything else. Disney Plus and Paramount Plus are my two go-to streamers.
I go to.
I think I'm getting rid of HBO, especially since Game of Thrones isn't going to be on for
next year for the spinoff of the.
Oh, I can't though because the Penguin's going to come out.
Yeah, the Penguin comes out next month on the 15th.
I can't.
Yeah. Yep, and that's going to be good as well. So I mean. Damn,
could the price hike mean they got some bangers cooking for D20? Well, I'm not getting rid of Disney Plus because of Daredevil.
And mostly because of the new movies that come
Daredevil.
out. Heavy rumor is Acolyte Season 2 is going to be announced at D23.
I hope. Okay, so I think Disney Plus would be the last. I think I'd get rid of Netflix before Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah. I don't watch
Netflix. Bro, Netflix used to cost $20 a couple years ago. Now it's $25, almost about to push $30 at this point.
But I don't watch a lot of Netflix. I really don't. I've been watching season 2 of Star Trek Prodigy. Moved
the animated show, yeah.
But you know what they just announced? Max, I don't know if I've ever talked about this show with you before, but a show that I have been dying for a new season of. They finally announced season 4 and 5. The Toys That Made Us is coming back for seasons 4 and 5 on Netflix.
I've heard that show. I've always wanted to watch. I just never did. I
love that show, and they did 3 seasons, then they stopped, and then they did a spinoff called The Movies That Made Us, which is good, but I liked The Toys That Made Us better. And finally, after like 5 years, they're doing another season.
Okay. Jacob also says thoughts on Deadpool Wolverine director Sean Levy on his upcoming Star Wars movie. There's only so many times that Star Wars movies can revisit the same section of the timeline because I don't want to do a Star Wars film that is redundant to others. Thank you. Nor am I interested in doing one that is to serve another movie. I really wanted to craft something that felt organic to me, both in tone and characters.
I like that.
That's great, but I doubt. I'm not sure if the Sean Levy Star Wars movie is still going to happen.
Well, I mean, his movie's going to make $1 billion this week
because he's fast tracked for Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
no, he said on the table. No, he stopped. He rejected to direct the next Avengers movie because he's focused on his Star Wars movie. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes
Can't
sense.
wait for the memes that made us. That would be great. Joe doesn't like memes though.
No, he doesn't. No, but good, man. Thankfully, I don't want to see the Rise of Skywalker timeline. I don't want to see any of that. I want to see a new timeline. Like, thank you.
Jon Snow, Kit Harington's he's not supportive of House of Dragon. Says he can't watch House of Dragon. I spent too long there, and I wish him all the best. And it's wonderful here. It's really going well. But I don't think I'll ever watch the show. I don't think I'll watch Game of Thrones again for very many years. Sean Levy says they wanted to cast Jordan Peele in a villain role for Deadpool Wolverine. The one idea was for him to play a high-ranking TVA bureaucrat connected to Matthew McFadden's Mr. Paradox.
That would have been interesting, but I don't remember when was the last time Jordan Peele acted. Like, I don't remember when was the last time. He's doing amazing as a director now. His next movie's coming out in 2026. So.
Sean Levy reveals Henry Cavill got sick after keeping a cigar lit in his mouth for the entire day of filming as Wolverine and Deadpool Wolverine. I remember hearing the next day that Henry was sick to his stomach because he had been inhaling cigar smoke for 8 hours straight, but never once did he waver.
Damn.
People are saying there's rumors that they're actually considering him being the next one. I don't think that's accurate.
It's just a one-off appearance. That's it. Just like the John Krasinski thing.
Deadpool versus Wolverine just made $1 billion. That means that Hugh Jackman ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's sticking around, just like they backed up the money truck to bring Robert Downey Jr. back. They ain't letting Hugh Jackman walk now.
Maybe we'll see.
Disney Plus. I'll do 2 more, Jacob, and I'll save the rest for tomorrow. Jacob McKenzie says Disney Plus will introducing continuous playlists, seasonal content, preschool collection, epic stories, throwbacks, real life.
So it's cable. It's cable.
Well, that'll help get watch time. It's just gonna go to the next thing like YouTube does. Okay, and I'll do this one. some of the biggest. Let's pick our favorites out of this list. Some of the biggest remaining titles for 2024: Alien Romulus, which I'm really looking forward to. Beetlejuice. I'm looking forward to, but it's not at the top of my list. Transformers 1's at the top of my list. I'll pick my top 4 on this. The Wild Robot looks fun. Okay. Joker Follow Do, definitely. Terrifier 3, not interested. Smile 2, not interested. Venom Last Dance. Gladiator 2. Wicked. Looks really good. Moana 2. Kraven the Hunter. The War of Rohirrim. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Nosferatu. So I'm going to pick 4 from here. Alien Romulus, Transformers 1, Joker Follow Do, and Gladiator 2 would be my top 4 out of that list. Taladia, what would be your 4 most anticipated rest of 2024?
My 4 most anticipated film for rest of 2024 would have to be firstly, obviously, Sonic Hedgehog 3. I would have to say Transformers 1, Venom The Last Dance.
What? Venom The Last Dance?
Yeah, it's the last one in the series, bro.
I don't believe that. I think they'll do a 4th one.
I don't think so.
And also I would have to say, out of this list, I would have to say Moana 2.
I love the first Moana. I'm just not feeling the sequel. I'm glad it's happening. I'm just like...
Maybe Joker. I may change that to Joker 2. Just on the fly.
Joe, out of these, what are the 4 most anticipated for you?
Joker 2 would be my number 1. Transformers 1 would have been my number 2, but I'm a little worried about that now because people are saying it's like really like serious.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm going to be really disappointed if it's not. The trailer was so much fun. If they give us something that isn't...
I'm excited about for Nosferatu second variable, but it's not in my top 4 though. I would say number 5 or 6 maybe.
I'm reluctantly picking Transformers 1. I hope it lives up to the trailer. So it's Joker 2, Transformers 1. Then I'd say Venom.
What about the Wild Robot?
Venom The Last Dance would be my number 3, and then the Wild Robot would be number 4.
Okay. Anthony, what would be your top 4 of this list?
Let me see. Well, obviously I'm seeing Aliens. Joker 2, Beetlejuice, Gladiator, I can't even pronounce it right, whatever. And Sonic 3 and Naturasu with Edgar Roberts. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I haven't really watched any of his movies yet. I have to. I want to see The Northman still. I haven't. Yeah.
And I guess Transformer minus one. We'll see.
Sorry, second video. Smile 2, Cuckoo, Gladiator 2, Joker 2.
Jeez.
Perp says, dude, no walled in Twilight of the Warriors. What kind of list is this?
Bro, I'm pretty sure this is big titles, not little titles.
Okay. Well, it's getting later, so I don't want to. If Talati or Joe have to go, or if not, if you want to stay, that's fine. I'm going to do a little bit of good news on Twitter, but I want to be cognizant of your time because I know it's later for you, Taladia. And then Joe, I don't know what you're looking at, but I was going like probably 15, 20 minutes on Twitter. See what else is going on.
I could stick around for a couple more minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I do want to see Northman. Isaac's most anticipated movies: Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Moana 2, Joker 2, Alien Romulus, Venice the Last Dance, and Smile 2. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, let me bring up Twitter here. See what's going on here.
I'll tell you, I never saw any more of Robert Eggers' movies after The Witch. I hated The Witch so much. I don't know. Maybe I should give something else by him a chance, but God, I hated that movie.
All right, so here's Bruce gloating about his recent pickup. Awesome, Bruce.
Of course, Bruce.
Batman Ashcan for the new DC All-In. Does any remember these from McDonald's?
Oh yes, I had the
McDonald's changeables.
Yeah, I had the cheeseburger.
You probably could get that on eBay for $10.
I think I had one. So these weren't Transformers.
Yes.
No.
They were called changeables. I thought they were a collaboration with Transformers. I guess they're not.
There was Wendy's had a tie-in with GoBots. Like there were official GoBots that were made by Wendy's. But that's, I think, the closest.
Okay. I would like to have those. You still have it, Joe? You still have the one?
It's probably around here somewhere, but I've moved so many times.
Okay, Lady Gaga is close to being a billionaire. Self-made billionaire. That's great. Especially after.
I thought she was already one.
Yeah, me too. I would have thought she already was.
Guys, I'm gonna head out. It's already gone past 5 o'clock. It's gone past 5 o'clock in the morning. So,
Max, those toys you could get on eBay for $25.
See you guys later. Peace.
Okay, thanks, Anthony. Get it to me out. Here's my PO box.
No, I guess.
Here's my PO box, Anthony.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, so she's close to being a billionaire. Great job, Lady Gaga.
I thought she was one. That's great.
Let me see what else is here. What was this line?
There's only been one blade.
There's only been one blade. There's only been one blade.
Oh, and Deadpool reaction is funny.
What does he say?
He doesn't say anything. He just look at the camera.
There's only been one blade.
Oh,
Sticky Fingers disagrees.
Dude, look at your grandson. Dude, look straight out of South Park.
That's disrespectful.
Oh, this would be amazing. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Hey, wow, that's great.
A face hugger, remote control.
That
would you have some fun with that?
Yes. If they sell it, I'll buy it easily.
Well, it wouldn't be that hard to make. I guess the legs are moving too. No,
the legs, yes, it's practical. Yes, of course.
Just before you die, swallow a whole bag of popcorn kernels. Your cremation will be epic.
Wow, that would be great.
I didn't know. I didn't know it's from China. Yes, China makes big titles. My bad.
By the way,
here's the image from Vanity Fair. This is the Jim Henson guy.
No, I don't think that's Jim Henson. I think that's the guy playing George Carlin.
Okay, but who's he playing? Go down. Wait, take it off. Who's playing?
Let me see.
It's on. He's playing.
George Carlin. Yeah, George Carlin. Yeah.
It looks like
By the way, Max, here's an image of one of the Wendy's GoBots.
Oh wow!
They should make a live action GoBots movie.
Someone wants them to make a Channing Tatum Gambit movie with subtitles. Give it to me now.
No, but sorry.
A Different World sequel series in the works at Netflix. Anyone remember Different World?
Yeah. I guess the big question there would be, is Lisa Bonet going to be on it?
Hopefully.
Was she from the Cosbys first, right?
Right, but she only did the first season of Different World, and then she left after the first season. But that whole show was built as her spinoff. So
I didn't know it was a spinoff of the Cosbys.
Oh yeah,
it was. I heard Bill Cosby's going to be involved.
What?
I think he has to be. Like I think because he's got ownership.
Yeah, he got ownership already. They say that he's going to appear in the first episode.
No.
Yes, that's true.
What?
They may not have a choice. They may not have a choice.
There is no world where they bring this back and they let Bill Cosby on a show.
Yes, he owned it. They say that he's going to appear in the first episode.
No.
Yes. He's producing it. He's producing it.
They're not. No one's going to sign an agreement with Bill Cosby.
Bro, this show was way pop, man.
I'm sure. Bill
Cosby. We're talking about Netflix. It's Netflix.
Yeah. Okay, but they might have bought the rights from him, but I don't think it's got anything to do with it.
Yes, he does.
I'm going to research this.
I mean, he used to be on the show all the time in season 1, but like on the phone, like calling Denise at college, like, "How you doing, Denise?"
I click the article.
I don't have any article. I just was happy they're going to do it. I didn't think about Bill Cosby.
By the way, here's an
let
image
me
of
see.
Jim Henson in the movie. That's
That's great.
Nicholas, whatever his name is, as Henson, and that is one of the puppets from the Land of Gorge.
He looks like him. Wow.
The Land of Gorge. So they had exclusive puppets for the Saturday Night Live season.
You can watch them on YouTube.
They never appeared anywhere else except for season 1 of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, you can watch them on YouTube. They're not very good. I think the puppets are. You can find I think they're on display at the Museum of the Moving Image in New York City. I think you could see some of those puppets. But this same guy is also playing Andy Kaufman, but with dark hair and no beard.
I'm very interested in this movie now. Very interested.
The series will center around the daughter of Jasmine Guy. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm very happy this show's coming back. I hope. Do you think they could get most of this cast, Joe?
Yes, it's Netflix. They got the 90 cast back.
I don't
They're
think
all still with us. I don't
think they'll get Marissa Tomei. There's like
no, she's too
expensive.
She's too expensive.
Marissa Tomei was in it.
Yeah, she was.
Okay. Bill Cosby, who was not involved in the spin. Okay, he was not involved in the spin-off in the 90s. Never mind. That's 1990.
Dawn Lewis is character, and Marissa Tomei and Denise Huxtable were roommates in the first season.
Yeah, I don't think she's coming back. She'd probably be back.
Honestly, though, if the people that were in the first season, I think you'd focus on these people first, and then if it becomes a hit, then you try to work out the people that were only there a short period of time. How long did this series go on? Was it
about 7 or 8 seasons?
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I would do, right? Go. Is Frasier still doing good, Joe?
Well, it hasn't come back yet for season 2 yet.
Oh, okay.
But
I got
6 seasons and 144 episodes.
Nah, I'm joking. Bill Cosby's not gonna show up, but he's probably gonna.
Oh my goodness.
But he's probably gonna have credits. But if he does show up, he'll probably be in the first episode.
No. Look at Logan and Wade Wilson's
mask,
chairs behind the scenes. Their production chairs.
That's a dope ass mask. I have the popcorn bucket. Man, that's dope.
I kind of want. Joe has one of these.
Yeah, he's sitting right there on top of my Mortal Kombat machine.
I thought about taking him.
There he is.
I'm just kidding, Joe. I would never take your stuff.
Sitting right up there. You can get a.
Was that your OG one or like from back in the day?
I never had one as a kid, and I always wanted
it.
one. So I got one years later, and then Christine took one look at it and said, "I hate that. Get that out of our house." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, I've wanted one of those since childhood. She obviously mellowed out on it, but she did not like it when I first got that.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, how do I get out of here?
I never had one. I think
of course you don't.
They're really expensive now. I actually looked at buying them on eBay.
You sure?
Yeah.
How much?
I think I paid over $100 for mine.
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
You should probably get a fake one.
You also want to get one that's clean. Stuffed toys have a tendency.
Nah, just get the dirtier one. You can clean it yourself.
Was this? This was. Would you rather have this or Teddy Ruxpin or something when you were a kid?
Teddy Ruxpin.
My Pet Monster.
Yeah, I'd go with My Pet Monster.
Yeah, you have the live action movie that he has sold there?
I'll go with Teddy, bro.
I've seen the live action movie. I rented it back in the day. It's pretty horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
It's let me put it this way. It's wonderfully horrible.
This is a joke. This counts as joking, by the way.
A new rumor about the X-Men in the MCU says they're going to have a strong focus on Cyclops, Storm, and Rogue, and do them right.
Honestly, yeah. I mean,
that's an easy rumor to suggest, but honestly, if they were going to do an X-Men movie in the MCU, these are three of the characters that I really most want to see done right.
You have to. They got dirty by Fox.
Joe, what characters would you want to see improve when they do MCU X-Men?
I'd like to see Shadowcat get more screen time. She was kind of glossed over.
Teddy? Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to see I don't know. I'd like to see them. I don't know.
Definitely Storm.
They did
Storm
a
had the cringiest line in the first one. What happens to a toad when struck by lightning?
Man, Jesus Christ.
I think she was the most underserved from all the X-Men movies. Even the reboot with First Class, when they finally got to Apocalypse, the Storm wasn't great there either.
There was an Apocalypse movie?
Yes, it's a great movie.
I never heard of it. Thank you for recommending.
It's actually got my favorite scene in any of the X-Men movies. The Quicksilver Sweet Dreams scene.
That's great. It is a great scene.
All right. Hang on a second. I got something for you. I had to dig for it. But I found it. Because we were talking about My Pet Monster. This is. I was not at Dragon Con last year, but I was at Dragon Con 2 years ago, and this is a quick clip of my video from 2 years ago at Dragon Con. All right, I got this queued up. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let me turn the volume on here.
I found an elf on the shelf over here. Hi, Mr. Elf. It's the My Pet Monster.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm safe. Do I have to worry about you getting loose?
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. I just ran into Londo Malari.
That's what I wanted. I just wanted to show you that. I thought that was
cool.
And
I never seen anyone cosplay as
his costume was so impressive. He had the tag like on his butt, like the actual tag that said like made by whatever toy company made it, like Amtoy. Amtoy made them. I was like, oh my god, he's got the tag on him too. That's amazing.
That's cool. So the MCU, just with all these cameos, is having the most accurate X-Men ever portrayed.
Oh yeah, good comic book accurate costumes.
Beyond the Fox, beyond the First Class series. I think they all look great. Wolverine, Gambit, Professor X looks great. That chair looked amazing in Multiverse Madness. But I still don't like Beast. I don't like the way Beast looks.
Well, that's the comic book accurate.
I don't like it in live action.
Well, that's tough. I
liked how Beast looked. I liked how Kelsey Grammer Beast looked in Last Stand. Let's
disagree.
You know what character was? He was great. He was great in the Fox movies, but he didn't get enough screen time.
Because Bryan Singler is a dummy. That's why.
They gotta give more screen time to Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah, he was in the second movie, and he never appeared in the third one.
Right, he was in the second one, and then he was in the prequel films, and I thought in all the times they used him, he was great, but he needed to be used more.
I think X-Men 3 is a good movie. It's not bad. X2 is far superior.
I'd rather take a dookie than watch that movie.
X-Men 3 there's two storylines in X-Men 3. There's the storyline of the Cure, and then there's the Dark Phoenix story.
Which does and they both did the Dark Phoenix storyline and fell miserably.
Yeah, I don't think the Dark Phoenix story was good at all, but the Cure story I thought was actually pretty good. Like I think they did some pretty interesting things with that.
That was decent. And also, you telling me that these characters supposed to age in 10 years? How the hell is that possible?
Well, just
how the hell? Like the Fox X-Men timeline is so messed up that you telling the audience that these characters is supposed to be the same age in 10 years. Like, come on, bro. That's impossible. That's impossible. But hey, that's Fox for you. They don't know the timeline's the same as
What do you think of this this marketing with Alien Romulus? They're putting
I love it.
That's great.
That's great marketing.
Remember they had that is so amazing. Remember they had the creator marketing where they put people that look like androids in the
stadiums. Yep.
This is superior. I love this.
Yeah.
You gotta admit this is cool, Joe, even though you're not looking forward to the movie. This kind of
that's kind of funny.
That's really cool.
I gotta run. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
Yeah,
See you later. All right, so this is great.
This is a 10 out of 10. Yeah, look at that.
Oh wow, they had a chest burster.
Yeah,
on the streets of New York. Wow,
yeah, that's good.
That's great advertising there.
It is 10 out of 10.
This face huggers need to be slimy. Oh, that's all right, Isaac. If you put Venom Last Dance on there, I don't get mad when people like it. I can't believe people like Venom series.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, this would have been great with Joe was here. This is from Jaws 3. Is this really an image from Jaws 3 and Extra? Has this shirt let a gargoyle sit on your face? What?
Oh wow, you should own that
such
shirt.
A weird shirt.
You should buy it.
No, I was gonna ask Joe if this is accurate. Okay. We are winding down. Oh no. Rest in peace, Ready at Dawn Studios, Daxter, God of War, PSP games, and The Order 66.
So man, they could have easily sold the company.
Well, who's gonna buy it?
Or they could have just
What did they people that the Order? I don't even know.
That's dope. They did great, amazing stuff. The PSP was ahead of a time, way better than the Switch. Right?
Also Psylocke and Polaris
I could see it
to be in the MCU.
I could see it. They were X-Men. They were in
Isn't Polaris Magneto's daughter?
I don't think so.
There was an X-Men show that I used to watch on Fox where they had Magneto's daughter. And she had green hair, and she was pretty cool. I think that's her. I can't
remember.
New Galadriel poster for Rings of Power Season 2, August 29th. What do you think? What do you think, Anthony?
You know, I thought the first season was okay. It wasn't bad. They just need to work on it. But she looked good.
I heard, I still didn't watch the Season 2 trailer. And I heard this set pieces, the action battle set pieces.
Oh yeah,
some of the biggest they filmed.
They improve a lot on the action battle. There's gonna be a ton of it in season 2, and stuff like that. And also Sauron is gonna be in it as well.
Yeah, I actually saw some people reacting to a hot Sauron, like a hot looking guy.
Oh yeah, the actor looks good. He looks good. Yes. Funniest movie of all time.
The 30th anniversary of the PlayStation. I know you're a Sony boy, Anthony. Will they do a PS5?
I tried to get this one. I couldn't. I probably had to buy. I probably had to check on eBay how much it costs. But if they make one for the PS5,
are they going to do a PS5 special edition with the classic look?
I wouldn't be surprised if they have a PS5 Pro. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it.
That does look fire.
It does look, yeah, it does, definitely does.
20th anniversary.
Man, the PS4 was ahead of its time, man.
The PS4?
Yes, it was better than it was killing Xbox and every game doing 2014 and 15 as well, and they weren't doing good. Xbox was decent.
Oh, Sean Levy was actually was signed on to do the Gambit film back in the day. Did you know that? Sean Levy was supposed to do the Gambit film when they were going to make it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he said he was one of the 25 they were looking at Fox at the time to make it. Yeah, that would have been interesting.
I'm sold on him as Gambit now, and I didn't think I would be. I honestly I apologize, Channing Tatum. I was one of the naysayers all those years that like, I don't want him for Gambit. I don't want him from Gambit. And I even watched Deadpool Wolverine the first time and I didn't like it. And then I saw it the second time and it clicked. It just clicked for me. He does a great Gambit. It's fun. Great action too. I think there's Deadpool or Disney Plus has turned a profit for the first time thanks to Deadpool and Inside Out. People want to see the originals and they don't have their physical copies anymore, so they turn into streaming. It works.
I have my original, but I have my copies for Deadpool 1 and 2.
Here's a new Deadpool Wolverine poster.
That's funny.
It's not a hair piece, it's a hair system. All new, all natural. Deadpool Wolverine now playing in theaters. No one will believe it's real.
No, it's fake, buddy. You could tell. That's a dope behind the scenes.
It says, how can I move on when they keep posting shirt like this? How can
the behind the scenes? Yeah. It's dope. It's very cool.
Force says, I was for Tatum as Gambit. You hear a bit of the accent in Hateful Eight. Okay. Always thought he could do. Thanks, Sean.
No, he
Polaris
did good
is Magnus' daughter.
Yeah, he could do he did good. Yeah. Oh yeah, we were right.
Henry Cavill got sick using the cigar for Cavalrine 8 hours. And there's been rumors that they're actually approaching Cavill for Cavalrine or for Wolverine in the MCU. I do not believe it though.
No,
I think they would approach him
I
for
think they
something
approach
else.
him for a different character. I'll give you that.
Captain Britain.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, like another character which makes sense for him to play more than that cameo.
Oh, this is freaking awesome. So if people like beat 'em ups, they have Double Dragon now and River City Girls.
That's me. There appear to be some shenanigans going on.
Yeah, Bible.
You know full well we put that behind us.
Look at that. They look great. Do you like beat 'em ups, Anthony? He went mute.
Oh, my bad. Sometimes, once in a while.
Well, great guest characters for River City Girls. This really makes me want to get the second one. I don't have this. I have the first game. I do not have the second one yet. This looks amazing. Beat 'em ups and fighting games have so many great games coming out over these past few years. It's really what's keeping current gen moving is fighting games, sports games, beat 'em ups, and first person shooters. There's so many. All right, I'll get to something else here. Adam Sandler's new comedy special.
Nice. Grandolph.
Serial's gone woke. Now they have to have Carmelo Creeper as well, besides Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Booberry, and Monsters, Frightful Friends. Now we got to all be friends. What is this? This is some woke arse cereal.
I've never heard of this cereal until today.
What do you mean you never heard of Frankenberry and Count Chocula and Booberry?
They don't sell this over here.
What do you mean? Where are you?
In New York, they don't have that.
They have Count Chocula in New York.
I'm gonna go to the supermarket tomorrow. If I don't find any of that, they don't have it.
Are you kidding me, man?
I'm gonna go.
Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Booberry are classics.
I might go to the supermarket. I don't think they don't have that.
Now I've never seen Carmelo Creeper or Monsters.
The Carmelo, the Creeper, that one. I don't think we have that there. But I'm gonna have to see supermarket. 2 for $7. That's not a bad price.
If there was a contest for losers, wouldn't last place be the winner? Deep thoughts with the deep.
Damn. He's funny. He's gonna die next season.
Grogu, force on me. What? That's funny.
Oh wow.
Did you see the trailer for Last of Us
season 2? It's dope.
I didn't watch the trailer yet.
So what happened at the end on Last of Us season part 2? So her character.
No, why you don't do that?
I do it. Damn, been 5 years.
Let's. This was 5 years ago.
God damn.
Still waiting, Mahershala Ali. Look how happy he looks. That's how happy we all were.
Yeah, but buddy, you get your time, buddy. You get your time, buddy.
Look at this announcement. This is and all we got was the hat.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got was the hat.
And 2 directors left, and that's it.
At least we got a great cameo in Deadpool Wolverine of the OG Blade.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Oh, Steve Martin has declined to play Tim Walz on Saturday Night Live because he says he's not an impressionist. Basically, they would approach him because he's got white hair.
That's crazy
and old.
Yeah, get somebody that would do it. I liked him. I think they did. That was a good pick by her.
Sean Levy wants to make Deadpool and Spider-Man.
Man, Sony will say
Would
no.
Sony let that happen?
Nah.
You don't think Sony?
It's because he's an Sony would
character. Sony would let him interact with Deadpool and like
they were like
but would they let actually Deadpool and Spider-Man the movie like Deadpool?
Nah, because they will have to be rated R, and Spider-Man is not going to be rated R.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe under PG-13, sure, but rated R, nah.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it'll be dope, but not
Oh, this is what I wanted to get to before we're done. I'm sorry, we are going to leave. We are going to be done soon, but I wanted to get.
Training, that's dope.
Look at. Oh, I gotta get the music off. I didn't know there was music.
Him training.
Look at Channing Tatum training as Gambit.
He did more work than The Rock did.
Oh, you did that. I saw that on X, Anthony, and I didn't retweet that because I'm like, oh, this is a Rock hater, and you're a Rock hater too. You did the same quote. He did all that for a cameo when Rock didn't even do enough for Black Adam. Look at him. He really took it seriously.
Yeah, he did a good job. Yeah, that's dope.
Look at those moves that Channing Tatum's got. Look at that.
Yeah, hey, at that age.
This isn't Magic Mike.
Oh my God, Magic Mike! I forgot about that. Yeah.
I like Magic Mike.
It's decent.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
That's about it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, thank you all for watching. We had good viewership tonight, Anthony. Thanks to you.
Nice.
I appreciate you all stopping by. We will see you soon. I'll hopefully be streaming the next 2 nights. And we are gonna see us. Have a good one, everyone. Go see some movies, go watch some entertainment, have some fun while the summer's still here. It's winding down.
You're welcome. Yes.
And Keely Chow, member for 12 months. You're welcome. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Bye, everyone.
Good night and good luck, everyone.